All right, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh man, hope you guys having a good day today. Had a good night's sleep. If you're at work, I hope your work day's going well. All that good stuff. What's going on, Dwayne Jones? A King's deal king. What's going on? How you feeling this morning? Hope everything is well with you. Ray Patterson in the building said, "How are you today? This fine Thursday morning." I'm well. I can't complain, man. A little nervous. Got to go through a day of not eating any solid food. So, that's going to suck. Just drinking liquid water, just liquid water. Just drinking liquid food and all of that stuff, clear food. And then tonight I got to go through some torturous regiment. So, all of that, got that going on today, man. Just a little bit, a little bit anxious about that, man. A little bit anxious. Can't lie. Pull counter ace. What's going on with your brother? He says, salute. I think Haney next. Hey, it could be if they come up off that money. Ray Patton said, I'm going to start my day with some coffee and some breakfast and listen to you drop some of the famous boxing knowledge. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Ray, Giovanni Walker in the building. What's going on, Giovanni? Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We got 42 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit that. Make sure you hit that like button, man. We got CRVP Junior, man, a new member. Thank you for joining the channel, man. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you so much, man. Big Block said, salute, Martin. Absolutely. Salute to you as well, man. Said, for now, I'm all good with Kabosos versus Tank. It's going to be said, don't be nervous. Easy, brother. Relax. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know what it is, man? I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's just, there's stuff going on with my mother-in-law. And I'm really seeing it I'm seeing it affect my wife. So that's really kind of where I am on that. Like, it's just really tough, man. My mother-in-law is sick. So I can really see it start to where it's wearing on my wife. So that's kind of making me a little bit sad, a little bit, worry a little bit. But, it's life, man. It's part of getting older. Gotta bear down and grin, Gotta bear down and grin and bear it or something. Grin and bear it. What's going on? BE said, don't be nervous, relax, bro. Yeah, it is what it is, man. David Hemphill said, what part of Chicago are you from? The downtown area is where I lived. Downtown, Millennium Park, like right by Millennium Park. Right next to Millennium Park. On Michigan Avenue in Randolph. Jeff Sylvie said, what's up? Shout out from Indiana. Marcus, you watching also? What is that? Who's Marcus? Texas OG in the building. What's going on, man? Carlos K in the building. What's happening? Curtis Sewell in the building. What's good with you, man? SJ, what's happening? Albert Doherty in the building. What's going on, man? Said, Mr. Price said, don't sleep on Kabosos like Lopez did. Not saying Tank can't beat him. I'm just saying Kabosos needs a little respect. Absolutely, man. You're right, bro. Absolutely, man. You've been saying that, and I think that you're 100% right. Who else has been saying that? Is it John Muhammad? John Muhammad has been saying that as well, man. And I've been trying to do more of that, because he's an undefeated fighter. He's a young up-and-coming undefeated fighter like the rest of them. So, maybe I should give the dudes a little bit more credit, And I will. I'll go back and look at his fights, and I definitely saw him beat Teofimo Lopez. So he handled his business against Teofimo Lopez, and that's the biggest win any of these young guys got, right? See how that works? Like, it's the biggest win that everybody has of anybody. It's Teofimo Lopez, because Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko. And if Kabosos beats him, that's a bigger win than Devin Haney has. It's a bigger win than Tank has. It's a bigger win than Shakur Stevenson has. All of that stuff, man. Jeff Sylvie said, my buddy Mark has got me hooked on your channel. One of my favorites. Thanks, bro. That's what's up, man. I'm glad, man. Obeezy said, prayers to you, your wife and your mother-in-law. Thank you very much, man. It's tough, man, because it's a what do you call it? It's a degenerating thing. So it's like, it's more than likely not going to get better. It just keeps progressing, and it's really tough, man. Really, really tough on her. Pull counter ace said, I heard some channels say Kabosos is today's Pacquiao. Put him in there with Haney and Tank. Yeah, let him get all excited. I like that. Get all excited about that kid. Man, I'm sorry, dude. I saw the dude fight. You can write that home. That's not gonna carry that far. Really. Not against those dudes, I don't think, anyway. But, what's his name just looked terrible, man. Brian Taylor said, "Good morning, Fanon. What's going on? I'm from Chicago. I know that you live at downtown. I know that you have to have a little bit of money. Yeah, well, I lived with my parents there. They had a little bit of money. Me, I'm all right. I'm good. That's where they lived. I lived a little bit south of the Loop when I lived in Chicago, a little bit south of the Loop. But yeah, we weren't in the rough neighborhoods, that's for sure." CB504 said, "What a Fanon, man. Hope Haney get that fight. WBC been doing him wrong, and that darn WBC belt called Kabosos undisputed. But like Hearn said, it's not the other organizations. He's not. Other organizations don't recognize it. Yeah, they do. The WBO recognized it. Man, don't believe Eddie Hearn, bro. Those other organizations recognize that belt, man. Eddie Hearn will say anything, bro. Don't believe Eddie Hearn. They recognize that belt." Giovanni Walker said, "Haney will surprise us this weekend. I think his man strength and skill level is next level. He stops JoJo on the 10th. I hope so." Much love in that super chat, brother. Much love in that super chat. I hope so. Yeah, exactly. Kabosos, it's the part of life we don't like. Yeah, man. Definitely don't like this. This is like bizarre, man. It's bizarre and it's really, really rough, man. Hey, man, look, we got cats joining the chat this morning, man. Thank you, brother. Linwood Hall said became a YouTube member. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for joining the channel, man. I need all the channel members. I need all the channel members I can get, man. Look, we got 100 people in the building. A little slow morning. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in, man. Because we got 42 likes, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in, man. He said, what's it? Miss TTUK and Benny's World said, "Hello, Fanon, looking fresh. Thank you. I'm trying, man. We'll fake it till we make it." Pool Counter 8 said, "Facts, I got Haney by stoppage too." Yeah, I hope he stops him. Because honestly, man, I want to see the Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis fight. George Kambosos and all the belts and all of that stuff are fine, but I'd rather see the Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis fight. Because with Teofimo Lopez going out of the mix, I think that the best fight there are those two. I would love to see that fight, man. And it's a shame. It's just a shame Teofimo Lopez couldn't handle his business and keep it together. And those belts, those guys could have met. All those guys could have met, man. It's a shame, man. It really is. Exact. What's blazing in sports? Said, "Put some pressure on that like button, man." Yeah, man. Please do. He said Southern T Boxing in sports said, "Nah, they don't know. G. That's why they don't put T.O. on the undisputed list." I'm telling you, man. I've literally heard the WBO say. I've literally saw the WBO say undisputed. I'm positive I saw them. The new undisputed champion, the WBO. On the WBO. Matter of fact, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I don't think I should have to go too far back from this. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah, it says unified. It doesn't say undisputed. It says unified. You're right. It says the W and new unified. Yep, that's what actually y'all remember that now. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The WBO said unified. Well, okay. I'm not sure what that means though, because they dang sure. Because you heard did you hear what Lou Dibella said? Lou Dibella was like, "Man, screw that BS." You know what I mean? Stash Low Main said, "Just out of the blue, Haney going to develop some power overnight. Let's go, JoJo." I mean, nah, man, he's getting older. I think that's why his power will come from if he sits down on his punches, man. He's a big kid. He's not little, you know what I mean? Bill Haney said T.O. effed up the money. Yeah, he did. He did mess up the money. Messed up that money big time, man. Southern T Boxing and Sports said all four bodies got to vote on it. That's a WBC OG belt. Hey, man, dog, nah, man. See, There's so many rules, Southern T, that I don't know where they come from. Like, how does the WBO get to say whether or not they are going to respect the WBO franchise belt. How does that work? Where they're going to say that that's not undisputed, right? When the WBC says it's undisputed. You see what I'm saying? George Kabosos probably doesn't care. You see what I'm saying? He's got 3 belts. The one that's missing is the WBC. The WBC saying that that's not our belt. So that can be a beef between the two of them, but that's not going to affect George Kabosos at all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure what is that going to do for George Kabosos? George Kabosos can say, you can say he's not undisputed. Really won't matter, because what they're going to do is they're going to go for the money. And Lou Dibella said that, because when Lou Dibella was interviewed, the whole interview hasn't come out. And what's his name? Dan, I can't remember. An Italian last night said, hey, man, are you guys going to make the fight with Devin Haney? That way you can be for real undisputed. And Lou Dibella said, man, stop with that. He says, man, stop with that BS. He said, stop with that BS. This is prize fighting. He's like, we're not caring about all those belts. We care about the prize. Who's going to pay the most money? So for me, the question of actually who's going to really get the fight is who's going to put up the most money. And you know what I mean? Or who's going to actually get ordered to make the fight. If the WBC was right, they would order the fight. I think more than likely the WBA is going to order that fight. Or the WBO is going to order a fight. And therefore, it's not going to really matter what everybody thinks about that, man. Franchise belt acts as a buffer for decisions made to create champions. What is it? Oh, franchise belts act like a buffer for decisions made to create champions, without a doubt. It sucks. It's terrible. So dumbest, it's absolutely horrible. And I don't think that I wouldn't call him undisputed, because, dude, you don't have the same belt as everybody else in the WBC. And that's why I say he's not undisputed. Because I say, what difference does it make? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have the same belt as everybody else. All the other undisputed champions have a belt that is the belt that Devin Haney has. So for me, it's very difficult to call him that, because he has a different belt. You know what I mean? But on the real though, it doesn't even matter, because they're gonna go for the money. Hey, Jesse in the building, man. So Gervonta Davis, 50-0, man. Trump 2024. Much love in that super chat, bro. My man said Trump 2024, bro. Hey, man, Trump ain't president. And do not block cats because they like Donald Trump. All right? There's a lot of people in here that like Joe Biden. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like Barack Obama. I didn't like, last president I even thought about liking, the last president I even thought about liking was Jimmy Carter, and then he screwed up the Olympics. So I was like, man, screw Jimmy Carter. That's the last when I was a kid. When I was like 9 years old, when I was 6 years old, I liked Carter. And then he screwed up the Olympics, and I was done. You know what I mean? They said 2024 Trump in jail, man. They ain't never putting that man in jail, man. Hey, man, hit that like button, man. Come on, we got 161 people in the building. We only got 70 likes, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. CB504 said, yeah, they're going to have to come up with that money for Haney. Kabosos wants to fight in Australia, but Tank not doing that, being A-side, and the money will determine where the fight is at. Yeah, if it's ordered, if they can be slick and they can make that happen. He going to want to fight there, but it depends on where the money. If he goes over there to Devin Haney shouldn't go over there to the UK. If he goes over there to Australia, hey, man, more power to him. More power to him. But it's tough, man. He said they all getting rich. Yeah, they are. All them dudes making good money, man. What's going on? Mike Rhyme in the building. Say good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you well. Trump just got name dropped in the Ghislaine trial. Oh, really? Oh, because he was over there diddling kids. Man, you give these people all that money, he leads to all kind of crazy stuff, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all hit that like, man. Hit the like button as you come in the door, man. I see y'all. We got more. The chat's growing. We got 161 people in the building. Man, go ahead and do that thing, man. Haney isn't going to fight Tank or Kabosos next. Watch, he going to get screwed. Yeah, welcome to the United States, man. More than likely not, but we'll see. Hopefully he gets it. Franchise belts are made as ducking devices. It absolutely is, no doubt. Absolutely terrible invention, man. Dion said Australia isn't in the UK. Did I say that it was? If I did, I misspoke. It's Australia. It's southern. It's a continent. I know Australia is not in the UK, bro. Did I misspeak or something? I know that, though. But I appreciate you, man, for correcting me if I said that. Be Easy said, I wouldn't go to the UK unless I had one punch knockout power. Yeah, or to Australia, which is worse. Australia is the land of getting robbed, man. Hey, you saw what happened to Manny Pacquiao over there. Said Marvelous Marv said, so that answers my question whether Ryan would be too tall. Ryan would be too tall for what? Ryan Garcia would be too tall for what? For Devin Haney or Kabosos? I think they all beat Kabosos. But on the real, I wouldn't be surprised if Kabosos got him. I mean, Kabosos put up a really good fight against Teofimo Lopez, man. Was waxing that boy, you know? So maybe we just got a really good fighter that we're underestimating, you know? I'll wait till his next fight to judge. The thing with Kabosos, though, is I'm not gonna jump on a bandwagon too quick until I see him beat somebody else. Because Teofimo Lopez looked like garbage in that fight, man. Did not look. I mean, the way he got out there running around after him, he just looked like Jessica McCaskill said, he looked like an amateur doing that. So I'm just gonna think that was a bad night, bad camp, bad situation for Teofimo Lopez until otherwise proven. With him running it back, with him beating somebody else. I really wish they'd run it back. Honestly, I wish Teofimo Lopez would change his mind and say, look, I want to get the rematch in Australia, prepares for the rematch in Australia, has a really good training camp, and comes in on weight and goes and gets his belts back. I think that would be the best thing that he could do for his career. Moving up to 135, 140 pounds off of that loss is not a good look, bro. And especially going back to Bob Arum, because you know what they say, yesterday's prices are not today's prices. You know, today's prices, you were living good over here at Top Rank, and man, you started acting a fool. Going back over to the Bob Arum, I'm trying to tell you, man, he'll screw around and get you beat, man. He'll be like, all right, you're good enough to build a star off of. Who do I got here that I think can beat you? You know? Gervonta is good, but not great technician. His boxing IQ is questionable. Loma is positioned to retake the 135. I don't know why you say that. Why would you say his boxing IQ is questionable? He looks like a very smart fighter to me. Looks like he's an undefeated fighter. He fights different styles for different people that he fights. He's a very, very good boxer. He's got great offense to defense. I saw his boxing IQ when he was in there against Leo Santa Cruz and when he was in there against Mario Barrios, man. He figured those guys out, right? Those guys were taller, longer fighters that were winning rounds, and he figured it out. And I'm telling you, he figured it out. Figured out what he was going to hit that dude with. If you go back and look at the fight with him and Leo Santa Cruz, he knocks Leo Santa Cruz out with an uppercut. He threw that same uppercut maybe 20 seconds before. Like, he tried to get him up against the ropes with the same uppercut. And dude, I'm telling you, he didn't throw another punch till he threw that same uppercut and knocked him out. He figured out exactly how he was going to knock him out, and he executed it. Slipped a slew of punches, really hid what he was doing very well, slipped to the side, waited till he threw a punch, waited to time him perfectly, boom, he's up out of there. Same thing with Mario Barrios, man. Gervonta Tank Davis is a very underrated fighter. Very underrated fighter, in my opinion. Very underrated. Mr. Terminator in the building said Haney will get ducked, and when Loma beats Comey, watch Loma get with Kabosos. I don't know, man. I don't know. If they're gonna have to order that with the WBO, they're gonna have to order that fight. If they order the fight, then yeah, he's gonna get in there and and that is gonna be a very tough fight for George Kabosos. But Lomachenko versus Kabosos will sell in Australia for sure, unless they decide that they're gonna try to outbid him for that fight. But I don't know how much money Bob Arum is willing to spend to get that fight, man. But what's his name is in a good position, Dibella. is in a really good position with that fighter, man. He lucked up, boy. I think he may do that go with Gervonta just to get back in with the PBC. Because he was making good money with the PBC till he messed up. With that DAZN thing, man. What's going on, man? Miss Matt Soban. Matt said, yo, for now, we like your channel here in South Africa, and we support the truth. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let me go on for South Africa, bro. Mike Rhymes said Tio has an amateur coach. He does. His dad. His dad is in it. And it looks like that. At least that's, man, God dog. What's his name? Was ripping him up, man. Teddy Atlas, man. Teddy Atlas was getting him, bro. Said Tio smoking hookah. Had him gassed in the fight. Was he smoking? Was he really smoking? That's bananas if you're a pro fighter and you smoking, bro. I don't care what you say. I don't care all that nonsense Mike Tyson's talking, bro. Mike Tyson, man, I wish Mike Tyson would stop, bro. Like Mike, I wish Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson just, wow, man. Anyway, let me not criticize Mike Tyson. I love to sponsor his products. Mr. Terminator 73 said, Tank, a killer and would smoke them all. Tough to beat a dude that has a high boxing IQ and devastating one-punch power. Yeah, absolutely, man. And, dude, I think I like about Tank is that offense to defense, man. I love that offense to defense, bro. But he's just got such a head start on everybody, and he's on his own little bubble that those guys really going to have to do something to try to fight that guy, you know? And I don't know whether or not they're going to actually be able to do it. I really wish the only knock I got on Devin Haney is DAZN. Like, I don't see why. Like, if you're trying to really grow your name, fighting a DAZN is really may not be it. You know what I mean? But we'll see. And I'm not sure. And honestly, man, Gervonta Davis he himself doesn't seem too pressed about George Kabosos. So Devin Haney may get the fight on default because Gervonta Davis and they may not want it. They may say, I'm not, because he's definitely not interested in going to Australia to go fight him. Like, you know, why? Unless, I mean, if he does, it'd be interesting. But I don't think that he would. You know what I mean? I don't think that he would. What's going on? What's LVDBZ game said Long Island, New York, for 9. You the man. Much respect. Are you really? Yes, I am. Absolutely. Yes, sir. That part there is the truth. Yes. Do. Not currently working in the field though. Have taken a break. We'll get another customer soon. Not currently working in the field. Chilling. Resting the dome piece. LXP said, the good thing about TO fight is that everyone gets to learn from his mistakes as a boxer and as a person. Yeah, man. I'm rooting for the guy. At this point in time, I'm rooting for him. Hey, y'all, look, man, we got 310 people in the building. Y'all mind hitting that like button, man? Let's get the likes up over 300, bro. Let's get the likes over 300. Lomachenko going to Australia, in my opinion, yeah, that's the most likely fight for me. Number one option is Lomachenko getting that order by the WBO. that's the number one option that I can see. Number two option is probably Devin Haney in Australia. Number two. Number three after that would probably be Gervonta Davis in a pay-per-view here. Because I don't see them taking Gervonta Davis over there to Australia. Not when he can sell out in LA and make a lot more money. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what that's how I kind of see it going out. But if he really wants to, if they really want the money, it's going to be here. They'll take the pay-per-view against Gervonta Davis. Corey Grant said, now we are in a Kabosos lottery. I mean, you know, it is what it is, bro. He's got a bunch of belts. So, yeah, man. Well, let me tell you something. It's big for Devin Haney. It's big for Devin Haney. It's big for him because then they get to sell him as they get to sell him if he wins the fight as an undisputed champion. It's big for him. Gervonta Davis doesn't seem to care about being an undisputed champion. But if Devin Haney did get the undisputed championship, then they would be talking smack about Gervonta Davis and may set up for a Gervonta Davis-Devin Haney fight, which I'm telling you, Gervonta Davis would probably still not care about. because those guys are making money without them belts, man. Them belts are the belts. You know what I'm saying? Like, Josh Taylor's an undisputed champion. Who's really excited about Josh Taylor? You know what I'm saying? Like, Alexander Usyk was an undisputed champion. Was anybody really excited about or looking to fight Alexander Usyk? Nah, not really. You know what I mean? When Terrence Crawford was an undisputed champion, it really didn't mean that much for him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know what that's going to do as far as getting Gervonta Davis into fighting him, because nobody really cares about. Dude, only people that care about it seems to be like ESPN and like, you know, welcome to the Undisputed. Man, none of the Undisputed guys are the ones making the money. You know what I'm saying? Except for Canelo, who magically started caring about it, right? Canelo didn't care about it at 160. All of a sudden, he cared about it at 168 when it was easy to get. Easier to get. Easier to get. Because he didn't have to beat Demetrius Andrade, man. And I'm going to maintain that he still don't want that Demetrius Andrade smoke. I'm going to stay with that forever, man. Hey, man, look, we got 340 people in the building, 160 likes, man. Let's get the likes up, man. Hit them likes, man. Hit them likes. Stay low Maine said, Devin better stay away from Tank. Yeah, that's interesting, man. I think he should want the fight. He should want the fight, you know? Hey, Ron Miller said, still miffed. Still miffed. I still miffed. Didn't Canelo? Oh, that Canelo didn't fight Benavidez. You know, Canelo is just infallible. The infallible Canelo. The infallible Canelo Alvarez. It doesn't matter, man. He can do whatever he wants to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Be Easy said, what do you think about Luis Ortiz, Charles Martin on January 1st? Is that fight made? I love it. If that fight's made, I love it. Can't wait to see those guys in the ring. Absolutely can't. Give me Luis Ortiz, unless Luis Ortiz got really old. That's two southpaws, right? Southpaw matchup. I like that, man. I absolutely like that, man. Marvelous Marv said, hell yeah, the fees for having all those belts is definitely crazy. Yeah, that's why Gervonta doesn't want it. He's like, yeah, I'd like it, but man, all that money. He's like giving them all that money. Like, I don't want to get, hey, I like that, man. No, oh yeah, confirm. Oh yeah, I like that, bro. Yes, sir, I like that. Yep, I like that. I like that. I like that. Anytime I get to see those guys fight, man, I'm liking that. You know, it's official. That's what's up. LXP Brothers said, if Devin loses to JoJo, I think him and Tio should run it. Yeah, why not? I don't think he's going to lose it. If he does lose it, there's going to be some sick people around. But man, JoJo sound real confident, bro. Telling you. JoJo sounds real confident, man. Real confident. I mean, I'm looking in his eyes, man. He's like, look, man, he's going to run around. At a certain point in time, he's got to sit there and fight me. He's got to sit down. He's got to sit there and fight me. And, you know, I don't know. Will Devin get a robbery? Devin should be able to win going away, man. But I think it's going to be a good fight. I think JoJo Diaz is probably going to be a tougher fight than Jorge Linares. JoJo Diaz is going to cut. No, I'm not sleeping on JoJo. I'm not going to sleep on any boxers anymore. Noah Ortiz said, Tank versus Haney. What's your prediction? Tank by knockout. At this right now, Tank by knockout. Like 11th round knockout. Tank by 11th round knockout. Or Tank by unanimous decision. One or the other. If Devin Haney doesn't engage, Gervonta Davis is going to get him on a decision because he's going to get a robbery. He's the money man. So there you go. That's so just so you know. So he's going to have to step up and really fight Gervonta. So fighting Gervonta will get you knocked out. That's what I think. It'll be tough. So yeah, Tank by KO. I would say Tank by KO. Because that chin did look a little suspect against Linares. Linares had him on that dizzy streak, bro. And on top of it, he's going to know how to fight him because he's got Mayweather in his corner. I guarantee you Mayweather's going to give him a game plan like, this is how you beat that. I'm telling you, man, Gervonta having Floyd and having that brain trust that he has around him is something fierce, man. You know? But I could be wrong too. Devin may win on Devin might be able to pull out a decision. But I just don't think the fight will ever happen. So that's just kind of like, we talking about it, but it ain't never gonna happen. Hey man, let's hit that like button, man. We got 412 people in the building, only 183 likes, man. Do me a favor, man. It really does help the channel to hit the like button. I really do appreciate it. And you're in your #1 unbiased boxing channel on YouTube. This is the #1 unbiased boxing channel on YouTube. I'm gonna laugh every time I say that. I'm trying to get used to it because I'm serious, man. I'm being very unbiased, and I want my name back from all those panderers, because you guys are panderers. You're pandering, okay? I am telling you what I think honestly, without being prejudiced for one fighter or another. I am the most unbiased boxing channel around. I'm not the best, but I'm the most unbiased. I believe it. I'm going to say that a million times till it sets in. And then pretty soon y'all will spread the word for me. Stash Low Main said, oh, man, Blue Blood and Dante act like they're on Devin's payroll. They act like they had a Mayweather career already. Man, dude, they supporting that dude, man. Don't get mad about that. They supporting that man. That Bill Haney does a great job of recruiting people to support his son. And that's a good job. That's what they're supposed to do. If they riding for him, they riding for him. Ain't no worries with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no worries with me. If they riding for him, let them ride with him. That's good. How else is he going to build his name, man? You know what I mean? Everybody else does it. There's all kind of fight. Everybody else has channels that they go to that support that fighter. There's nothing wrong with that, man. And Bill Haney does an excellent job of doing that. Reaches out to channels, goes on channels. Devin Haney supports those channels. So those channels support Devin Haney. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's actually very, very good business. Very good business, very, very smart move, man. I ain't got any problem with it. Same way that other guys, show up on other channels, right? Teofimo Lopez had channels who supported them. All of that stuff, man. Said, I'll admit Devin seems like a good person. Yeah, seems like, dude, they're very good people, man. I mean, seriously, very, very good people. Wish them nothing but the best. I just am very neutral. And I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying I'm unbiased, because I'm very, very neutral. I'm not going to support Devin at the expense of Gary, right? I'm not going to support Gary at the expense of Devin either. It's not going to happen. You're never going to hear me shitting on Devin Haney. Never will do it, because I think that young man is a good guy, man. A very, very good young man, dude. And I want him, and I really want the best up for him in his career. But I'm just going to be dead in the center, because I can't fuck around with all of that. It doesn't do. I don't do well with that. Anyway, Leo Vince Smoke said, Do you think PBC Mayweather Promotions and Top Rank are sour on missing out on the Haney sweepstakes? No, I do not. Not at all. If they wanted us, no, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't. On the Devin Haney sweepstakes, you said? I don't know. Was there a Devin Haney sweepstakes? I don't know, man. I don't think so. But probably the PBC probably pissed. If anybody's pissed, it's Mayweather Promotions. It's Floyd, because Floyd invested a lot of money in him. Well, let me put it this way: he invested a lot of time in him, and Floyd Mayweather Sr. invested a lot of time in him to get cut out. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like to me. But if at all, maybe not though, because he's never said it. So maybe not. That's the only people that I think could even be a little bit upset. But don't worry about, man. I mean, dude, them guys supporting Devin Haney, man. I'm really glad that they do it. You know what I mean? And hey, don't worry, I'll have some fun with them now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my man Malik Allen said, Brooke and Khan, Euro bums, pick one. Oh, I want Brooke to win, bro. You know I'm going with the black man. I'm gonna be racist in that regard. I'm going with the black man. I'm going with Amir. I'm going with Brooke on that one. I want Brooke to win. I like Kell Brook, man. Kell Brook real ghetto, bro. Like, you can hear how he talks. Like, there's something about the way that he speaks. I'm like, man, Sheffield got a ghetto in the Sheffield, because I can't understand nothing. You don't sound like Eddie Hearn. You sound like you just mumbling up all kind of words, bro. To be British, you speak the worst English I have ever heard. Very hard to understand, bro. A Rock T Ballista said, I think your subscribers are not trolls like many other channels. Nah, man, we got a lot of good people around here, man. We trying to keep it good, bro. He said, yo, Noop, I like the channel. Good shit. Thank you. What's going on, bro? What's how you feeling, Mr. Funk in the building? Thank you, man. You know what it is. He said, Mr. Fanon, why are you a troll magnet? I'm a troll magnet because I'm unbiased. Easy as that. Because when you're unbiased, you're going to say something about both sides and neither side like you. I'm telling you, Devin Haney's camp don't like me, bro. It's not that they've ever said anything, but I get the general gist. Seeing as people come and call me a Devin Haney hater, and they've said some stuff about me that, they don't exactly like me very much. But it's okay. It is what it is. I like them, right? On the other side, a whole bunch of people in Gervonta Davis's camp got mad at me whenever I would say Gervonta needs to fight somebody. Because I do. I believe that. I like Gervonta Davis as a fighter. I think he's probably the best guy at lightweight. However, he keeps fighting the same type of guys, bro. He keeps fighting the same type of guys over and over and over again, and I'm getting a little tired of it. So I'm saying that. So they're not going to like that. You know what I mean? So if I say something about Gervonta, I'll get a Gervonta troll. If I say something about Devin Haney, I'll get trolled by Devin Haney fans. Definitely got trolled by Lomachenko fans. Get trolled by Canelo Alvarez fans. You know what I'm saying? Only fans that do not troll me are Deontay Wilder fans. And Errol Spence, because I'm pretty consistent on them, because they're not bitches. And I mean that. There's no punk in Deontay Wilder at all. Deontay Wilder, if there's a tough fight, that's the fight Deontay Wilder's going to take. To Errol Spence, I don't care what Terrence Crawford fans say. That dude is not ducking. There is no logical reason to say that Errol Spence Jr. has ever ducked Terrence Crawford other than words that left his mouth that you interpret to mean he's ducking. You know what I'm saying? He's never actually ducked that man. And he's always said he wanted the fight. He said, I'm going to collect all these other belts, then I'm going to fight you. They said, oh, get a belt, then, get a belt. Get a belt first, then we'll talk. Well, I got a belt now, fight me right now. As if that was just possible. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's why I'm a troll magnet, because I flip on both sides, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll compliment a fighter, then I'll complain about a fighter back to back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fact to fact, I'll compliment and criticize you. It's just what it is. Giovanni Walker in the building. He said, what do you think about Haney's camp taunting JoJo at his workout and the way they were smashing on him during the media workout? I didn't hear it, bro, but I will tell you, man, I mean, they talk a lot of shit over there. I don't know if that's a Bay Area thing or not, but they talk a lot of shit. I will tell you that. They're not like Gervonta. They're like the opposite of Gervonta. Gervonta don't talk. Gervonta really does not talk a lot of smack, bro, at all. Much love in that super chat to my man Giovanni Walker, by the way. He doesn't talk smack at all, man. He just is like, hey, I don't want to say anything about it. Or he'll get real violent. You know what I mean? And mean like he either threatened to kill you or he's quiet. They talk just, they think it's comedic. They think it's funny. They like cracking jokes on people. I just think that's their personalities, man. So it is what it is, bro. They're trying to get in. They got that. I think that must be Devin Haney's uncle or something. The one that does the poems and all of that stuff. They're promoting the fight, man. They're promoting their fighter. They got Mickey Bay out there on Twitter. Mickey Bay, I swear, man. If Mickey Bay responds, I know you listen to my channel, Mickey Bay. Okay? Man, Mickey Bay gives out the same arguments y'all be giving in my chat, bro. Same ones. I'm like, all right, now I know Mickey Bay comes by the channel. You got a burner account or something, bro. You be coming by here, man. But, dude, they supposed to do that. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be getting their guy's name out there. They're supposed to be talking smack. They're supposed to try to get the fights. That's what they're supposed to do. As a boxing fan, though, it's our duty. It's our duty to separate their promotion from reality. You know what I'm saying? That's where I am. I don't have to believe everything that comes out of their mouth because it's not intended. not everything's intended to be believed. You know what I mean? Like when Devin Haney says, yeah, when's the last time you saw That's why I know you ain't be coming by the channel. When is the last time you saw Devin Haney fight? And Bill Haney cracked a joke. That shit had me spitting out my coffee. I saw him fighting over there I saw him fighting at the gas station last week. I was like, all right, man, that's a damn good one. But they just clowning, man. They building the fight. They're good people, man. They got a good heart. They're not bad people. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It's all part of just, it's all part of gassing up. It's gassing up fans. And that's all right. I ain't got no problem with that. Mike Kirkland said, facts, we not bitches. No, not at all, bro. Said Deontay Wilder oozes southern gentlemanliness. Yeah, man. And I rock with Deontay, man. I like Deontay, man. Deontay, I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder for life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we here to stay, man. That's what's up, Memphis, Tennessee. I appreciate you, brother. Don't let them hate you out the door, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I support these fighters, man. I want the best. I want the best for Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. It's tough on me because I like Gervonta. I like Devin. I don't like Teofimo Lopez. I wish I could muster up enough energy to tell a lie that I like him. Hey, look, man, we got 475 people in the building. Only 255 likes. Please do me a favor and hit the like, man. If you can't support in the super chat, which is appreciated, or you can't support in the Cash App, which is preferred. By the way, anybody that supports, the Cash App is the preferred mechanism of support. But thank you very much for everybody's support. But if you cannot support in that way, please at least hit the like button because it does help the channel grow and it brings more people to the channel. It really is very, very important for me personally. Thank you very much. That's my speak. He said, Mickey, what he talking about? Mickey Bay? Yeah, Mickey Baby. Hey, I like him, dog. I like him. They out there doing their thing. They out there working hard, doing their thing. That's what's up. LXP said, Devin Haney's pop versus Teofimo's father pay-per-view. Oh, man, look. Hey, let me say something. Bill Haney may not like me. I like Bill Haney. I do not like Teofimo Lopez Sr., bro. I do not like Teofimo Lopez Sr., bro. At all. You know what I'm saying? At all. I don't like that dude at all. I would not want to speak to that dude. I wouldn't want. And seriously, man, Teofimo Lopez's father's the type of dude I would punch. Almost without a doubt. Like him, for sure, dog. Like, that would be a fight between me and him. Because he would say some stupid shit and I would light off. Because, some of the things they say about me is right. I am a little crazy. I'll admit that. When they say Fanon's crazy, he's a little bit of a maniac, yeah, I will admit that. If you push my buttons the wrong way, yeah, I'm looking for something on you. I've had hard time. I've had triggering events in my life, bro. So Teofimo Lopez with all of that shit he was doing, bro, there's almost no way I'm not picking something up on him. I do not like that dude. I could never do him, bro. I can't do him. Bill Haney, on the other hand, I think that's a real good dude, man, who's out there trying to do the best by his son, man. And you gotta be supportive of that, man. Deborah in the building. Much love in that super chat. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much, man. They both little dudes, though. They both little dudes. Let me see. Hey, let me check these likes, man. Hit that like button, man, for your boy, man. Let's get the likes over 400, please. Hey, say Fanon versus Lopez Sr. Showtime, Dallas 80 pay-per-view. Nah, bro. No, you know what it would be? It would be Teofimo Lopez daddy in an alley. Fanon slips behind him with a bat. Bop, bop, and gets out of there. I don't like that dude. I didn't like that dude at all, man. I just woke up one day with that dude talking crap about me. Like, man, what did I do to this dude? Fanon, he's a racist. He's an idiot. What did I do to him? Like, what did I do to you? Did I say something bad about Teofimo Lopez that I missed? You know what I mean? Anyway, Ron Miller in the building said, I said, man, I ain't about to, you know what it is. Ron Miller said, I'll be honest, I don't like Teofimo Sr., Teofimo Jr. Bill Haney is a bit too aggressive for my taste. And Devin Haney, I definitely like. Yeah, man, how can you not like Devin Haney? I mean, surreal. For real. I don't understand how you couldn't like Devin Haney. He's a nice guy. He is definitely talking his shit, but he's a good kid. He ain't out there causing problems in the street or none of that stuff. He's a good guy. And he can fight very, very well. And he can fight very, very, very well. I don't see what there's not to like about him. Now, Gervonta, I can see why, Somebody might not like Gervonta, though, because Gervonta definitely a loose cannon, for sure, and definitely is not, you can walk. I've seen Gervonta, some people walk up to Gervonta and get straight up clowned, So, in the personality battle, give me Devin Haney over Gervonta all day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Devin's dope. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I mean, from what I can see. I've talked to him in the Instagram. Somebody got a hold of my Instagram, tapped my Instagram, sent out a bunch of crap. But it is what it is, bro. I got all my security in order now. J&B said, Tank deserved a bit, but the one with the belt is Haney. I see Tank fighting Loma or T.O. before them, unless he's their mandatory for Cam. Yeah, and they're never going to be the mandatory because he's not in a situation where he has one. Brandon in the building. What's going on, brother? Who wins, Kabosos or Lomachenko? Lomachenko. I am, without a doubt, 90-10 on that one. Kabosos is going to get dealt with Lomachenko. Unless Lomachenko's too old. Unless he's lost a step. But I think he gets dealt with by Lomachenko. Lomachenko is one, hey man, people sleeping on Lomachenko, man. So Lomachenko is the real deal, bro. Lomachenko is not like nothing to be played with, as you saw with Nakatani. But we'll see with the Comey fight that's coming up. We'll see with the Comey fight that's coming up where Lomachenko is. But I think they're going to order that the WBO Kabosos thing, because Bob Arum's going to want to get his hands on them belts, and that's the easiest way. If they would be stupid not to push that. And Bob Arum's not stupid. And Bob Arum does not mind taking his fighter to Australia. He's done it before. You know what I mean? He's signed Australian fighters before. And Lomachenko's from Ukraine, so he will have no problem fighting in Australia. You know what I mean? For real. He'll go there and beat that dude with a bunch of people screaming and not care. Those dudes are hardcore, man. Those dudes up out of and what is it? Antonia? What is it? Anatoly Lomachenko. Yeah, I think that's his name. Anatoly Lomachenko. Them boys hardcore, bro. The Usyk is hardcore. He went up into that big stadium in the UK, did not care. Like, I'm about to beat this boy and watch, and y'all can cheer me while I wax this fool. Same thing for Lomachenko. He gonna walk up into Australia, y'all can cheer all day while I wax this fool. Lomachenko about to rise in that pound for pound list too. Bad night at the office. That's why you need to have them rematches. Hey man, let's see if we can get them likes up, man. We got 500 people in the building, 322 likes, man. Let's get them likes over 500, man. Excuse me. I think I'm coming down with a cold, man. Feel it in my throat. I need to speak more quietly. Detroit. Wilder should retire. Wilder is done. He has head damage. And 2 and 3 fights with Fury took a lot out of him. Well, that's probably not too far off from the truth. I don't think he should continue to fight for a long time, all that money that he made. And you're right. That's a lot of punishment. Same thing for Tyson Fury, though, because Tyson Fury got hurt, bro. In the first fight, wasn't a lot of damage. Definitely damage to Tyson Fury. In that second fight, yeah, he definitely took a lot of damage. The third fight was hellacious. But, he can come back from that. He may be able to come back from that. We'll see. I certainly hope he can. Let me put it that way. I hope he can. Anyway, like I said, I'm riding with my man Deontay till the wheels fall off. That's my dude. King Judah say, yo, Fanon, man, I was at a Latino boxing channel. They racist as F. The people accusing you of racism are hypocrites. Dog, of course. I told you. Much love in that super chat, bro. Of course. So you got to understand. Calling me a racist is all they're doing is calling me a nigger. That's what they're saying. They're just putting racist. Instead of saying nigger, they say racist. That's what they're doing. Listen to what people say and how they use the word. And then say, hold on, based on the tone, based on your tone and your message, what word would fit here? It's like a logical game. What word would fit here? Trust me, if you transpose the word bias with black, and if you transpose racist with the N-word, the sentences will make complete sense and it will truly reflect their beliefs. They're code switching. All they're doing is because they know they'll look bad if they call you that. They call you the exact opposite. They call you a racist. At the same time, they keep pointing to the fact that you're black. Because I'm racist for who? Against who? In favor of who? I'm racist against everybody in favor of black people. Right? This is a racist channel. It's always about race because I'm talking about black people, because I talk about black people. Do you ever hear them call white people racists? The same people. No. You will never hear them call, the same group of people will not call white people racists. The only people they call racist are black people. They don't call Ukrainians racist. They're not calling Mexicans racist. They're not calling Europeans racist. They're only calling black people racists. The prime victim of racism, the people that talk about racism because they're the prime victims of it, they call racists. That is just a flip that they're doing. That's it. And them panderers are too stupid to know about it. But thank you, King Jude. I appreciate that, bro. Telling you. That's what they mean. That's how they use the word. Just switch it. You know what I mean? Jose Rodriguez in the building said, Fanon, you think Charlo will beat Castano? This time, yeah, I do. Because he's going to throw his hands more. Absolutely. I think that he's going to be a lot more active. You know what I mean? He'll be a lot more active. And being a lot more active, I think he'll win that fight. Absolutely. Because he's been in the ring with him again, and he knows what to expect, bro. Loudest Pack said, Ellie Seth Pack said T.O. had pneumonia. He said he had pneumonia. Shouldn't have fought. Much love in that super chat, bro. Much love in that super chat. Oh, so Errol is one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet. Yeah, Errol's a nice guy, man. Very nice guy. But he don't play at the same time, bro. Exactly. There you go. Big time projection. That's all that is. That's all that is, bro. Anyway. Robert Davis said, you're not doing anything but telling the truth, Fanon. I appreciate it. That's why I'm telling you I'm the non-biased channel. Me. This is the non-biased channel right here. All that other garbage that them dudes talk, they're pandering is what they're doing. They're not non-biased because they don't represent. You can't find one where they talk highly about Deontay Wilder in any way. Because there's more than one issue related to a person. They just talk bad about Deontay Wilder. They call, oh, you're a Wilder channel. You're biased. You're basically saying that my entire channel is about Deontay Wilder. And then the next day, my entire channel is about Errol Spence. They will hate on Terrence Crawford if I say Terrence Crawford's number one, for sure. But if I say that Errol wants to fight Terrence, they'll say, oh, Errol's ducking. They only use certain fighters to criticize other fighters. I'm trying to tell you, that's what it is. Ellie, let me tell you something. If Ellie Sethpack said he had pneumonia, I would believe him. I don't really ever see Ellie Sethpack lying. Personally, that's me. Hey, man, we got 506 people in the building. Only 354 likes, man. Can y'all do me a favor and hit that like button, man? Deborah Booker said, every other race did support our fighters. They don't call racist. As soon as a black person support another black people, they're considered a racist. That's America for you, a racist country. I'm telling you, it is just a way to call you. It's just a way. It's like urban. When they say you're acting too urban, they mean you're acting too black, right? When they say you're being a racist, that's what they're calling you. They're just calling you the N-word. They're like, yeah, you're because they're being aggressive with you about the subject of race. And they're saying, no, you're a racist against, like, as if somebody's ever done anything to you. Like, what have I ever done to you to be that? Right? You're bucketing me up and saying the reason that I believe this is because I'm black. That's it. The only reason you believe that is because you're black. Right? So what else could it mean? Other than that. That's what it means. Anyway, but it is whatever. Exactly. Fanon is biased. I'm not biased at all. And dude, I'm telling you, me being unbiased got me in trouble I mean, if I cared, got me into trouble with a lot of people. LVDBZ said, I'm Puerto Rican, and when it comes to boxing, I stay away from Hispanic channels. I try to find channels that are actually enjoy the sport more than the actual fighter. Yeah, those dudes are pandering, man. Like that guy, like that cornball. What's that? That cornball, man. That dude just a cornball, bro. Like, I be listening to him like, you just gonna yell out a bunch of random unsubstantiated facts. Unsubstantiated. Anyway, man, it is what it is, man. Let's get back to boxing, bro. Is ES News biased? I don't think so. No, I don't believe so. I think I think ES News is very fair, and I think he does a good job of reporting. I think he's probably one of the best journalists that there are. I think ES News is a true journalist, from what I can see. Really, Ellie Sethback is a real, honest-to-goodness journalist. And he does a very good job, in my opinion. Salute, good brother, saying, in addition to them calling you the N-word, they have no credible argument. You're knowledgeable and unbiased. Bomb Squad. Thank you, bro. Absolutely. ES News, I'll tell you, ES News will tell you they don't like Tyson Fury. But no, I mean, I don't think so. Look, man, just because a guy has an opinion does not mean he's being unfairly prejudiced against somebody. Okay? That's a very strong word to use against people. Is to say that they're biased. Because you're saying that they're being unfairly prejudiced against somebody. Just because you don't like somebody does not mean you're biased. You could have a reason why you don't like them, or a reason why you feel this way. If you are logical, if you can explain your logic and it makes sense, even if you don't agree, you're not being biased, you're being logical. When people are saying you're being biased, they're just saying that there's no logic to what you're saying. There's no logic to what you believe. You're being unfairly prejudiced against somebody. You see what I'm saying? And that, my friend, is just not the case a lot of times. A lot of times, people just don't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, people, like, for example, if I think Tyson Fury cheated, I told you why I think he cheats. He got caught, and I've said it a million times, because he's been caught cheating before. He's got caught getting in the ring with tampered gloves, and he got caught on performance-enhancing drugs. And his glove was flopping around. I can see it flopping around. I believe he cheated. That's not me being unfairly biased. It's logical. Now, I could be wrong. You could be like, give your reasons for why you think that I'm wrong. But still, I'm not being unfair to him. It's logical, right? We look at the same facts. We come to a different conclusion based on logic. Neither one is being unfairly prejudiced against the other, as long as you got some rationale based on logic to support what you're saying, you know? But those guys are not very smart, and they like to call names. And one of the names they call you is unbiased. They call you biased. They call you fanboy. But they will jump out there and put Clarissa Shields on a men's pound for pound list and say that they're not being biased. How much more biased can you be than putting a woman on a man's pay-per-view, on a man's pound for pound list, when you know full well she ain't got a chance of beating none of them, no matter what weight they weigh? You're being unfairly biased against whatever man that you take off that list for her, because there's just no way. There's just no way. I never saw Wilder gassed out like that. Hey, man, he's gassed out, man. He definitely was gassed out. Robert Davis said, Tyson is not a racist. I've never heard him say anything ever racist. Do you think he cheated in the second fight because he's not racist? Dude, I've never called Tyson Fury a racist. I've never called Tyson Fury a racist. There's nothing I've seen, but you got to understand, I very rarely call people racists, because I'd have to know that they're racist and be able to eliminate every other reason they would have for thinking that. I can suspect that they are, but I don't ever call them that. So I don't know if he is or if he's not. I thought he cheated because his gloves were flopping all over the place. And I thought it was cheating that I could see his hand coming through a glove. Literally saw all of it. But they say that's not against the rules. So if it's not against the rules, it's not against the rules. In the third fight, Deontay Wilder checked the gloves. They said the gloves were legal. All of that stuff. That is what it is. I mean, I'm past, at this point in time, I'm past it. There's no need to continue to talk about it, right? Because what good does it do? I'm not going to keep beating the dead horse on that, you know? Yeah, exactly. Who said he was racist? He's a cheat. Yeah, I never said he was racist. Honestly, I never said it. If he was, why would he hire? I mean, he hires Sugar Hill, didn't he? He gives all kind of black fighters opportunities to spar him and pay him money, right? So you know what I mean? He's friends with a lot of black people, from what I can see, like Jared Anderson and those guys like the guy. So you know, it is what it is, man. Ron Miller said, we're unbiased. When Tyson cheated in the first and second fights, we called him out on it. And when he won fair and square in the third fight, we gave him credit for it. Exactly. I'm not going to keep harping on that, man. He got out of there. He won that fight. He won that fight fair. And from what I can see, he won it fair and square. Deontay Wilder got his pound of flesh, proved what he was about by knocking him out and knocking him down, and why they shouldn't have that towel thrown in. And it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You move on past it. And Tyson Fury proved that he's the best heavyweight in the world. And that is only fair that is being fair and giving Tyson Fury his credit. No ill will towards the guy, but I do think he cheated in that first and that second fight. I absolutely believe he cheated. And but it is what it is. It's what it is. Anyway, Black Fawn said it's a video out there of Tyson using the N-word while singing a song. Yeah, man, but I don't know. But man, it's all, like, I saw that. It is what it is, man. Exactly. They do. Some people do. A lot of people do. It's more impactful. And it's a great excuse where you so that you can disrespect somebody. Anyway, I respect that, big brother Fanon. Thank you, Robert. Silas. Oh, Alvarez. Yeah, Alvarez is pimping the game something fierce, man. Hey, look, man, we got about 500 people in the building. We got 390 likes, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all hit that like button for me, man. People care more. I don't know if that's the case, man. I think people really do like boxing. You know what I mean? I think that there's just a lot of people out there that are always trying to attack other channels because they're not very smart. You know what I mean? That's what I think. It takes a little bit of a higher IQ to be logical. And that's what they see. That's what they think. That's what they're in boxing for. They're rooting for the guy that is this. They're right. They're always going to root for the guy that's that. But when they see it and everything is equal, that's what they stick with, and that's their prerogative. That's their priority. Their prerogative, excuse me. That's their prerogative. Yeah, man, hit that like button for me, man. Let me see. TD Rose said we definitely know what the Charlos are about. Yeah. Now, Jermell, I ain't the biggest fan of Jermell. Man, I cannot imagine being around Jermell Charlo for very long, man. Can't imagine it, man. Alpha X number 3. If Tank gets his hand on those belts, he's not going to fight Haney. And look, man, here's the thing, bro. Devin Haney can force a fight. He can legitimately force a fight with people in that division by becoming a mandatory. That's what he needs to do. To get Gervonta Davis, become a mandatory. They will mandate a fight for him if he gets a major championship belt. Become a mandatory. It's just that simple, bro. It's just that simple. Become a mandatory. If you're a mandatory for the guy, then you'll get it. But he's comfortable where he is with the WBC and that belt. So if he doesn't get it, then that's kind of on him. Because he treats that belt like it's a championship belt, like it's the championship belt. And on the real, the WBC is telling him consistently that it's not. And I'm telling you what Lou Dibella said, and his tweets are telling me he's not getting that fight, man. I don't think Lou Dibella wants him to get that fight. Lou Dibella is probably not going to want to work with Eddie Hearn. That's something else, man. Lou Dibella and Eddie Hearn, those guys aren't necessarily friends, man. Because, Lou Dibella went over there to the Zone And Lou Dibella's fighters ain't getting a lot of fights on DAZN because of Eddie Hearn, if I recall correctly. And when I looked at the tweets for him. He looked like, man, get out of here, man. He's like, man, I don't care. He's like, man, you better stop with that BS. I don't care about that WBC belt. I don't care about it. And like, he's like, dude, this is prize fighting. Like, we are looking for make money. And Devin Haney's not a big name. And he'll say, hey, if I can make more money fighting in Australia, then I can get in 2 fights, not 1, 2 fights. Right? 2 fights in Australia with all them belts, with endorsements and all that stuff. It's gonna be tough for Devin Haney to get that fight, man. You know? Crash Camp said all the ducking Canelo was doing, people calling him great. I don't get it. That's because he makes a lot of money for people. And he's a very, very good fighter. Without a doubt, he's a very, very good fighter. You know, he unified. That's what's important, right? We can't have it both ways. If undisputed is super important, he became undisputed. So on one hand, if Kabosos needs to fight Devin Haney and be undisputed, then Canelo didn't do anything wrong by becoming undisputed. There's nobody else at that weight class that he needs to fight because he's undisputed. Miss L. Rubin said, can you explain what mandatory means? I'm new. Okay. Every championship organization has a champion. And they, as part of being a champion, they agree that they will fight the people that organization tells them to fight. So take, for example, George Kabosos. George Kabosos is the WBO champion. Because he has that belt, in exchange for him having that belt, he has agreed that if the WBO tells him to fight somebody, that he will fight them. And he agrees to do that at least one time a year. So that makes them have to fight somebody in the rankings of the WBO. So he will have, because George Kabosos is the WBO champion, he's the WBC champion, he's the WBA champion. He will, and he's not the WBC, because he's the WBC franchise champion, and they don't have a mandatory because of their rules. So that's what a mandatory is. The mandatory challenger to the belt. King Judah, much love in that super chat, bro. 1 second. Fanon, all jokes aside, I think people see Floyd and Haney and they fear being outboxed. That's why he's avoided. It could be. It could be, but he's not Floyd now. But even if he was, people fought Floyd. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to fight Floyd. Once he started being a big enough name to make a bunch of money, they all wanted to fight him. So even if he was literally Floyd Mayweather Jr., people would want to fight him if he was making that money. If he was a big draw. If they felt like they could make a lot of money fighting him. George Kabosos, I don't see how much money they have to make that fight with George Kabosos. They're going to offer him like $3 million and give Devin Haney $3 million. Devin Haney's going to get as much money as George Kabosos, unless Devin Haney is willing to make less money than George Kabosos on DAZN. And DAZN is willing to pay what, $5-6 million for that? Because I would bet that's what he wants. Give me 5-6 money. 5-6 million. 5-6 million. Are they going to pay him 5-6 million for that to fight Devin Haney? I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean? Right now, I think it's a lot of lobbying and I think it's a lot of promotion around it. Crash Camp in the building said, is he good or is he just a great opponent picker? Dude is famous for getting his ass whooped by Floyd. No, he's a very, very good fighter. He's a little bit of both. You're not going to beat Gennady Golovkin if you're not a very good fighter. He beat Gennady Golovkin straight up. Very, very good fighter, man. You're not very, very good fighter. Is he like all-time great? I don't think so. But he's definitely one of the best fighters in boxing right now. I think that's fair to say, bro. King Judah said, I'm telling you, bro, Haney will get better and better, and he will outbox everybody with ease. You putting a lot on him, Mo. You put him a lot on him, my man. We'll see. We'll see if he will. We'll see. Floyd was blitzing people in his first weight class. I don't see, he's got to get up to 147 eventually, but we'll see. I appreciate where you're coming from on it, but I'm in a wait and see. You know what I mean? I'm in a wait and see mode on that. Whether he's going to because he's going to have to sit there and box everybody, bro. Old Mayweather school Canelo, man, Mayweather schooled a lot of people, man. Losing to Floyd Mayweather Jr. don't mean you can't fight, man. Floyd Mayweather Jr. schooled Manny Pacquiao. Floyd schooled Juan Manuel Marquez. Juan Manuel Marquez is a great fighter. Absolutely great fighter. Juan Manuel Marquez. Floyd beat him easy. You know, Floyd's beaten a lot of great fighters, man. Floyd schooled Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto's a great fighter. You know, Floyd is a great fighter. He will beat a great fighter. That doesn't mean there's no shame in losing to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in my book. I don't see it. Some people say that there is, but I don't think so. Look, man, as far as Canelo, because you guys are obviously on this Canelo conversation, bro. It's not an all or nothing type of proposition. Canelo Alvarez is a very, very, very good fighter. To say he's not a very, very good fighter, I think that's wrong. He's a very, very good fighter. Does he have a responsibility to fight other fighters? Yes. Right? Yes, he does. So I can say he should be fighting Canelo. I mean, he should be fighting Andrade. He should be fighting Jermall Charlo. He should be fighting the best guys in the division. Is he fighting the best guys in the division? No. In my opinion, he's not fighting the best guys in the division. So not fighting the best in the division is a mark against him, in my opinion. Right? But that doesn't mean that he's not a very good fighter. I would favor him to beat Jermall Charlo. Favor him to beat David Benavidez. I would favor him to beat, I don't know about Beterbiev and those guys at 175, but I would favor them. But I think that they're competitive fights where those guys have a legitimate chance to beat Canelo. Where my problem is with Canelo is with people that say nobody deserves a fight with him. I don't have to think Canelo is garbage, right, to say he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. You can be a very good fighter and still test positive for performance-enhancing drugs. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't have to say, I don't have to hate everything about him or criticize everything about Canelo, because not everything about him is worthy of criticism. Certain things are really facts. He really is the biggest draw in boxing. He really is a big, big name. He really is a very, very good fighter. He really can't fight all these guys at the same time. And these guys really should be fighting each other, right? David Benavidez or Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade should fight each other. If they can get a fight with Canelo, they should fight Canelo. I think that's a true statement. Beterbiev should fight Bivol. Absolutely, they should. There's nothing when Canelo Alvarez defenders say those are true things. You know what I mean? Those are true things. However, none of that means that Canelo shouldn't be fighting any of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Lynn Woodall said that's fair. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I told you I'm the unbiased one. I'm telling you, I'm the unbiased one. They're not, I'm telling you, anybody that says, and I'm being very, very serious, anybody that tells you that a guy like Deontay Wilder, who had 40 knockouts in 42 fights, only lost to one guy, right? And the one guy is definitely the number one heavyweight, right? Defended a heavyweight championship belt 10 times, was a reigning champion for 5 years. Anybody that tells you that guy is a bum is biased. Because there's nothing in the objective facts that say that man is a bum. Do you see what I'm saying? But the people that are unbiased will say that. They will call him a bum in a minute, despite the fact that he defended a championship belt more times than Anthony Joshua has. He defended his championship belt more times than Teofimo Lopez did. He defended a championship belt more times than as many times as Lennox Lewis did, more times than Riddick Bowe did, as many times as Evander Holyfield did, more times than George Foreman did, and did it by knockout. But yet this guy's a bum. That is what I'm telling you, more than Ali. Not really. Ali had more title defenses, but not in a row. I respect that. But title defenses, Ali has more. More total title defenses. Twice as many. He's got like 18 of them. Fidel Garcia. Much love in that super chat, bro. You know what I mean? That's what you call somebody that is being biased. And I don't see how anybody could say that the way that you talk about Deontay Wilder like that is anything but biased. You know what I mean? People that say, oh, Gervonta Davis is trash because he didn't fight the guy that I want him to fight is a little bit biased, man. Because how could he actually win belts in two divisions, right? Beat legitimate guys. Because come on, man, Leo Santa Cruz is a legitimate fighter. He's a four division world champion, right? Is still a world champion right now at 126, was a world champion at 130, right? The fight was at 130. Gervonta beat him at 130, weighed in 130 to fight him at 130, right? So that would mean that was the third time that Gervonta Davis won a belt at 130. But you're going to tell me that this guy is garbage just because of he doesn't like why? You know what I mean? That's what I think is when people saying are boxing. Hey, Fanan, what's your thought on Cintron? You talking about Kermit Cintron? Hey, man, I like that Kermit Cintron got screwed by Antonio Margarito. That's what I think. I liked Kermit Cintron, man. He got in there and got his career ruined by a cheating Antonio Margarito, bro. TD Harden said, Mr. Unbiased, I like it. I'm telling you, man, I appreciate you saying that, man. Much love in the super chat, bro. I will tell you, man, very seriously why I'm saying that is the problem, bro. There are very few, none of those guys that are saying that they're unbiased, not those guys, right, are unbiased. If you are putting other people's names in your video and talking badly about them day in and day out about everything they're saying, dude, you're biased. Because you're not giving them, there's no way that everything that somebody says is bad. You know what I'm saying? That everything is about them getting paid. Oh, and how would you know I'm getting paid by Deontay Wilder? Oh, he's a fanboy for this. And oh, you're so stupid. Once you call somebody stupid, you're biased. Okay? Once you call them stupid, unless I call people stupid. So maybe I'm a little biased against people who talk bad about me. Anyway, Albert said, pull hose. Hey, man, that's hilarious, man. That man said, Albert pull hose. Not Pujols, Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols, you funny, man. Said, do you give Isaac Cruz no chance of an upset? Oh, I give him a chance. I give him a chance. Yeah. I mean, I give him a chance. From what I can see, heck yeah. Very, very powerful fighter. Fast hands. Is going to come in there to fight, bro. You know what I mean? He's going to come in there to fight. Hey, man, we got 500 people in the building. Can we get them likes over 500, man? Hit the likes, man. Get them likes over 500 for me, man, please. Hey, I like that, man. Crash Camp 67 said, let's stop calling these dudes kings until they do what Hagler, Hearns, and Duran did, fight each other. Or how about they actually defend a belt? How about that? How about that? How about call them a king when they're actually one? Ryan Garcia is a king, and Ryan Garcia has never won a title. Devin Haney has never been the champion in a division. Hasn't been. Teofimo Lopez won one fight and lost. How about that, bro? You know what I'm saying? How about that part of it? You know what I'm saying? Larry Ibrahim Smith, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you very, very much. He says, salute, Mr. Blackwell. Love your live streams, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, man, that you guys continue to support. Jay Brooklyn said, Tank beats them all. Too much power and his ring IQ is underrated. I agree with both of that. He's the most proven guy other than Lomachenko. To me, he's the most proven guy out of them other than Lomachenko. The least proven guy is Ryan Garcia. Because that's really absolutely ridiculous. Ryan Garcia being considered a king in that division. He beat Luke Campbell. But that's the promotion of it. They're promoting the fighters. It's a lot of promotion. And it is what it is, man. Kevin Faulkner said, these dudes need to fight. We as a group of people need to stop overusing and generalizing kings and queens. Absolutely. I agree with that. Some of y'all ain't queens, bro. Not the way you act. You ain't running nothing, man. And on top of it, man, it is what it is, man. Glizzer Glock, what's going on? Said Ryan was supposed to be the next Manny Pacman. I mean, look, he ain't lost. Let the man get in there and fight. Ryan, the king of cap. I don't see why everybody's so hard on Ryan, man. He's a prospect. He's just a prospect. Gervonta was going to take that. Gervonta was definitely going to take his head on a plate, though, if he would have gave it up. I was like, man, y'all know that fight ain't happening, right? Like for real. You have to know and understand that fight between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis was not going to happen. I think you guys let people go run around and convince you that stuff is going to happen that ain't got no chance in happening. Ryan Garcia would be a moron if he had fought Gervonta Davis because he would have got knocked out, man. He is not going to left hook. He is not going to luck up and left hook Gervonta Davis up out of there. Gervonta Davis does not. The only time Gervonta Davis is getting hit is really when he's deflecting him off his gloves after he knows you really can't hurt him with it, and he's walking in there trying to get on the inside of you and hurting you. You know what I mean? Say, you drink a lot, man. Nice to know you're healthy and hydrated. Yeah, well, I should drink more water. I've just got a procedure later tonight. I got a procedure tomorrow morning, and I have to drink a lot of water today. You know what I mean? Crash Camp 67 said, Ryan isn't a prospect. He's propaganda. I don't know, man. Come on, man. He's a prospect. He's a good fighter, man. He's a talented fighter. We'll see, bro. Coach G said, keep rolling, Fanon. Back to work, had to listen. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. You know what we do. We keep it popping around here, man. Arce Boxing Life. How do you see Tank's fight playing out this weekend? I see it's Tank starting slow, coming out, fighting on the back foot, waiting around to figure out, see the combinations that Isaac Cruz is throwing. I see Isaac Cruz attacking him and coming at him quickly. And I think over maybe about 4 or 5 rounds, Isaac Cruz is going to slow. Once Isaac Cruz slows down a little bit and Gervonta Davis starts picking his shots, I think he's going to pick his shots for a while. And then eventually what I think is going to happen is he's going to push the pace. He's going to push the pace on Isaac Cruz as soon as Isaac Cruz loses a little steam. Probably pot shotting him for the first couple rounds. And then after that, I think he's going to be able to pick up the pace on him. I don't see Gervonta Davis engaging in a war. I see him fighting on the outside, boxing him, pot shotting him with straight right hands, turning more into a pot shotter than somebody that is necessarily coming and throwing bombs at you, kind of like, a little bit of what he was doing against Jose Pedraza. Mr. Rubin said, why do you consider Loma has proved his skills? I mean, from the record, it doesn't say that. And I'm new. I need to explain that. Don't judge. I'm not going to judge you. His record shows it. Every fight he's been in has been in a world championship fight except for one. He beat Gary Russell Jr. He came up. He won titles at 126. He won titles at 130. He came up. He unified belts at 130 pounds. He's a two-time Olympic gold medalist. You know, I think he's proven that he's a very, very skilled fighter. He just got done knocking out Nakatani, who was one of the top lightweights. He's going to fight. We'll see what he does against Richard Comey. But if he dominates Richard Comey like I think he will, you know, he's a very reliable top-level fighter for a doubt, without a doubt. You know, you got to just look at him fight. I think he's definitely proven. And on top of it, man, as far as him losing to Teofimo Lopez, I think that was more Lomachenko could have beat him. Lomachenko just should have went early. I think Lomachenko made a mistake in the early rounds by respecting Teofimo too much, and should have got a couple of those rounds in the early part of the rounds under his belt. And if he would have done that, you know, in the sixth, what it come on, like the 6th through the 10th or 6th through the 11th, he probably would have won that fight. You know, but I think he had a little bit too much respect for the power of Teofimo Lopez early in the fight, and Willie wasn't willing to, you know, risk it and let Teofimo Lopez, you know, pile up rounds on him, you know. And if they had that rematch, you know, I think that he would have been dealing with Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? Deborah Booker said, "Hey, Fanon, I just turned 45 last month. Congratulations." And my doctor called me and told me I have to get the same procedure December 12th, and you have to let me know how bad it was. Yeah, I'll let you know. My mother told me, everybody's told me that it's really the procedure's not bad. It's just the day leading into the procedure where you can't eat, you know, you can't do anything but drink. You know, you have to have a liquid diet, a clear liquid diet, and you got to stay up all night in the bathroom, you know. So I'm not looking forward to that, but, you know, we'll just keep it pushing down the road, man. We'll push it down the rold. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all hit them like buttons, man. Let's get them likes over 500 for me, man. I greatly appreciate it. Jizz or Lock, Crawford versus a prime Mayweather, who wins? I don't know, man. That's a good fight. That's a really good fight. My inclination is to say Floyd Mayweather. However, I think that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not a natural. I think Floyd is a lot, Crawford's a lot bigger than Floyd. My inclination is Floyd, but I don't know, because Terrence Crawford is a very, very good fighter, man, at welterweight, you know? And those guys, and I do believe he's a natural welterweight. Even though he came up from 135, I do believe, you know, welterweight is probably, you know, right where he is, man, you know? Oh, Kevin Faulkner said facts, just went through it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, it's just it's today that is not sitting right with me. Like the fact that I can't eat, I got to drink this water, and I got some stuff that they're like, if it makes you nauseous and throw up, wait 10 minutes and then drink some more. Like, it's like wow, bro, really, it's like that. Anyway, Tank is the Hispanic killer. That's all Floyd letting him fight. I'm waiting to see him fight some top level black fighters. Yeah, it'll be nice to see, but I don't know who's going to beat him. You know, I still don't know who's going to beat him. I still got him beaten, man. He said that fluid is excessive. Yeah, hey, I'm going to do it, man. I got this. This is the big 4 glasses of water I got to drink today. So as long as I get through this. Fanon, did you see the interview with Gervonta Davis and Leonard Ellerbe with the champ? So you have to take a look at it. It's a good interview. He'll tell you how he's going to go approach the fight. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out for sure. No doubt about it. Scooter Adams said nobody can beat Tank, man. Y'all be loving up on that Tank, man. Tank, hey, man, all these dudes can get beat, man. I just want to see the fights, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, can we get them likes over 500, man? We got 521 people in the building. Let's get the likes. Let's get them likes over 500. Also, man, let me know in the chat your prediction for the Gervonta Tank Davis, because we're going to, after I get back, real quick, after I get right back, we're going to talk about JoJo Diaz and Devin Haney. Blake Irving said, hey, Fanon, in your years of boxing, have you seen the WBC give Canelo freedom to a black fighter? No. I've never seen anybody give that to anybody. Okay, so not just black fighters. I've never seen any freedom like that given to anybody at all. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for your patience, man. Yeah, but Blake Irving says, hey Fanon, in your years of boxing, have you ever seen the WBC give Canelo freedom to a black fighter? Absolutely not. And I've never seen any fighter get the leeway that Canelo Alvarez has. With Mauricio Suleiman is the worst commissioner that you could possibly ask for in boxing. I've never seen it, man. That is so much favoritism for him. It's so over the top, man, that it's just, I don't know, man. Maybe they're going bankrupt. That's the only thing that I can think is the WBC is going bankrupt, right? And so they have to find a way. They have to find a way to stay in business. So they are going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that they get them checks out off of Canelo Alvarez fights and protect him to the ultimate, to the max. Because I know they were making a lot of money off of those Floyd Mayweather Jr. fights. And then so when Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired, that money's no longer there. So if that money's no longer there for them, it may have actually affected them. And they're like, look, man, we need to get those big paydays, man. So they're going to make sure their guy doesn't get beat. And it's absolutely, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, that's the only way that I can talk. That's the only way that you can describe the WBC and their treatment of Canelo. And honestly, man, I don't, like I said, people can say it's because he's Mexican and all that. Maybe that has something to do with it because they're a Mexican organization. But, I think it has a lot to do with the money because they did that with Oscar Valdez. They're starting to do that with Oscar Valdez. And that to me is just, what they did with Oscar Valdez is perverse. The man tested positive, broke your rules, and you're just going to let the guy go, man. No matter what, like, oh, he didn't break water rules, so we're just going to, just no shame in it, man. No shame. Mr. Sma said, I want Devin to get it since he's been racially discriminated against, but I feel Kabosos is going to fight another whiter Latino boxer. It's rigged that way from what I've seen so far. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Why would you say that he's been racially discriminated against? I don't know if that's the case. I mean, in life, but, I don't know, man. I'm just telling you, man, that was Lomachenko they did that for. But yeah, maybe he was. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. He said, oh no, Fanon, that sounds terrible. I'm more scared now than I was before I talked to you. Hey, look, it's just, you just got to keep drinking water, man, and they're going to make you the liquid stuff. Yeah, Kevin Faulkner, you're 100% right, man. Says the franchise belts are a disgrace to anyone that has one. No doubt about it, bro. Mr. Holmes said it's because Mexico brings in a lot of money because of pay-per-views. Mexican pay-per-views in Mexico, hey, well, whatever it is, it's usually the money. No joke. But they were going to screw over Canelo. They were going to screw over Floyd Mayweather. They were going to screw over Floyd Mayweather with that with the gloves for Marcus Maidana. So, it is what it is, man. Did you see Pulev knock out Mir? No, I didn't watch that stuff, man. I haven't had a chance. I'm glad that he did though, because I'm like, what are you doing getting in the ring with Pulev, man? King Judah said Tank would have accepted. What? Wouldn't have accepted a more mobile, skilled fighter? Why you say that? He fought Pedraza. Man, why do you, I don't get that, man. Tank fought Pedraza. And Pedraza's a very mobile fighter, bro. Very mobile. Fought from the outside, switched orthodox to southpaw. Dude, Gervonta Davis ain't scared of no mobile fighter, man. I'm telling you, Gervonta Davis is a well-rounded fighter and is going to beat a whole lot of guys that y'all don't want to see him beat. That ain't no, he's not make, Gervonta's not make-believe, man. He's a legitimate fighter, and that power is no joke, bro. That hand speed and that power is no joke. If he's going to get up next to you, he can hurt you big time, you know? For now, they keeping those belts from black fighters. Look, man, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. The WBC they didn't rip off Figueroa. I think I don't know, man. I don't, look, man, Blake's statements like that are tough. I think a lot of the time it's about that money. You know what I mean? It's really about the money. That's what I think. A lot of the time it's about the money. Some of the time, I think a lot of time fighters don't get fights at all because they're black. But once they get to the point where they are making money, people are not allergic to money, man. They're not allergic to money fighters, And when you get a fan base, they're going to bend over backwards for that fan base. But a lot of the times, cats like Shacky Foster, like slick southpaw fighters and those guys have a difficulty getting fighters, man. You know what I mean? Blake Irving said, how come Murata and GGG have not been stripped? They clearly avoided Charlo. Also, I think Devin beats GGG and Charlo dominated. Much love in that super chat, bro. Well, they're not going to get stripped because they're not a mandatory. That's because Charlo is the champion in the WBC and Gennady Golovkin is a champion in the WBA. So you're not going to get stripped for not unifying against somebody that is not fighting in your sanctioning body. So that's why they would not get stripped. There would be no reason to strip them. That's a unification fight. Gennady Golovkin would get stripped by the IBF because I do believe he's the IBF champion. He would get stripped by the IBF if he did not fight like he did get stripped when he didn't fight, or did he fight Derevyanchenko? Yeah, he had to fight like Canelo Alvarez got stripped for fighting Derevyanchenko. Man, I like that IBF, man. See, like the IBF don't play that. The IBF stripped Canelo for not fighting Sergey Derevyanchenko. Stripped him. And that's something the WBC would never do. So they created a rule that would prevent them from ever having to strip him, which is just, it's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous, bro. Robert Davis said, they've been cheating a long time. I used to be a fighter and I could feel the knuckles under the gloves. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, absolutely. These gloves, as long as they weigh that, whatever. They don't care. They weren't protecting Floyd from them gloves. Floyd had to pay a bunch of money to say, look, man, I'll pay you extra $100,000 or whatever. I'll pay you $100,000 to use regular gloves. You're not going to get up in there with your knuckles popping through the gloves, man. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, they be surprised why guys come out there and they, and they want to act sorry when guys have, when dudes have CTE, what do you call CTE and all that stuff when they retire, The 80s Babies 310 said, neither deserve a title shot because y'all so selfish with no manners or respect for, what are you talking about? Neither deserves a title shot? Who are you talking about? Neither Gervonta Davis nor Devin Haney deserve a title shot? Why? Why would you say that stupidity? Who else deserves one besides them? I'm interested in knowing who you think, whenever you say guys don't deserve a title shot, who do you think does deserve a fighter, man? You know what I mean? Curtis Sewell says, man, hit that like button, man. Let's get them likes over 600, bro. Let's get them likes over 600, man. Corey Silver said, face it, no matter how anyone feels, Canelo is definitely the face of boxing. For who? That's a bum. That's just a garbage title. Whatever. If you want to say he's the face of boxing, okay. He's not the first fighter that I think of when I think of boxing. Much love in that super chat, bro. Motor Man said Shakur said he would fight Kabosos. That could put him in the position for Devin, Loma, and Tank if he win, yeah, he would, but he ain't getting that fight. They definitely not giving up that money for him. You know what I'm saying? They definitely not giving that up, bro. I'm serious. I want to know, who do you think, if he does not deserve a fight, who deserves a fight? If Devin Haney doesn't deserve it and Gervonta Davis doesn't deserve a Kabosos fight, ain't that funny, bro? Corey Silva, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, man, for supporting a non-biased boxing channel. Pugilistic Shiznick. Santa bring Maul Charlo a pair of balls so he can fight David Benavidez. Look, man, why don't David Benavidez blame David Benavidez for David Benavidez's own problems? The only problem that David Benavidez has in his career is David Benavidez. If David Benavidez had made weight, if David Benavidez had not had that cocaine in his system, he would still be the WBC champion. And if Canelo wanted to be undisputed, he would have had to fight him. But David Benavidez blew it. Jamal Charlo don't own David Benavidez nothing. David Benavidez doesn't have a belt. And he's a weight class above Jamal Charlo. So, dog, that's all, that's all flapping of the lips, quite honestly. It's all, why would people, if he had the WBC belt, he's literally asking a guy at 160 to move up to fight him. He can't move down, right? Can't move down, but he wants him to move up. He doesn't have a belt because he lost that belt. That's on David Benavidez, man. That's on David Benavidez. It's not on Jamal. It's not Jamal Charlo's responsibility to drop his belt and go fight a guy without a belt, a weight class above him. A guy that is not some big draw, that he's not going to get any extra money. He's not going to get more money for fighting him. All he's going to do is be in a more difficult fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm telling you, he missed weight. He missed weight, lost his belt. He got on cocaine, lost his belt. He lost that belt twice. And I'm telling you, I think David Benavidez is the best guy at 168. But and that's why they don't want to fight him. Canelo, how good David Benavidez is it's a testimony, man. Canelo don't want that smoke from him. Canelo did not move up until that man got stripped. And that's kind of a sucker move, bro. That's a sucker move, man. You got that man's belt, man. Why don't you fight that man for that belt? I think it's a sucker move to going up there to cruiserweight. Robert Davis said, of course they don't want Devin Haney or Tank because they know George Kambosos doesn't have a chance against these black fighters. Yeah, I mean, it'll be he would be an underdog against both of those guys. But I'm telling you, man, look, man, JoJo Diaz, y'all better not be overlooking JoJo Diaz. Don't overlook JoJo Diaz. JoJo Diaz has the style. He has the style to cause Devin Haney problems. He really does, provided he can cut that ring off. If he can cut that ring off, I'm trying to tell you, you can see some stuff. He's going to get cut, though. And that's the thing I liked about JoJo, bro. Yeah, I said Haney round 5 KO. Oh, man, I can't see that. If it happens, man, that's huge. If that happens, that's huge. Corey Silva, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Also, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Come on, man. Let's try to get the likes over 600, man. Let's try to get the likes over 600, man. It'd be greatly appreciated, man. Davidson Andrade said, keep that same energy, Fanon. What are you talking about? That he's got a style? What's the same? I'm not saying he's going to beat him. I said don't sleep on that guy. That's what I'm saying. Don't sleep on him. JoJo Diaz is a good fighter, man. I didn't think JoJo Diaz was going to beat Javier Fortuna. I really did not. I missed that on that one. But keep the same energy with what? With what? What energy do I need to keep? I want to make sure I know, because I say a lot of things in this comment section, so I don't know what I'm supposed to. Where'd he go? Keep what same energy? Oh, Mr. Andrade, what energy do I need to keep? I'm saying no. I'm still picking Devin Haney to win the fight now. Don't get me wrong. I just said don't lunch on that. Don't lunch on JoJo Diaz. JoJo Diaz is a fighter. He's in his prime. I think he's every bit as good as Jorge Linares is. Probably has a better chance than Jorge Linares because he's not been knocked out a bunch of times. Jorge Linares has been knocked out a bunch of times. Zipped. You know what I'm saying? Zipped. Absolutely zipped. Several times. I don't know. I don't think so. He's older. Way later in his career. And I'm telling you, I'm giving him more credit for beating JoJo Diaz than Jorge Linares. So understand why I'm saying that. I'm saying it because I think Black Jesus, who's Black Jesus? Who is Black Jesus? Is you calling Devin Haney Black Jesus? Man, are you serious? Man, y'all better not call Devin Haney no Black Jesus, bro. You are calling Devin Haney Black Jesus? Man, if y'all don't stop with that. Man, don't do Jesus like that, bro. Oh, that's one of his. Man, I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard that on TV, bro. Hey, man, come on now. If Floyd ain't Black Jesus, Sugar Ray Leonard ain't Black Jesus. If Muhammad Ali ain't Black Jesus, all right, I don't want to hear that, dog. Oh, man, that's hilarious, man. Nah, he talking about Michael. Oh, about Michael Jordan. Oh, Michael Jordan, Black Jesus. Look, man, let me tell you who Black Jesus is. Jesus. Okay? Let me tell you who Black Jesus is. It's Jesus. Jesus is black. Get up out of here, bro. I'm going to tell y'all that in a minute. Jesus is black. You don't need no Jesus. Jesus is black. Stop all of that, man. Jesus, hey, in order for you to hide in Egypt and in that time period and nobody be able to find you, bro, you ain't Norwegian. Anybody calling Black Jesus, anybody calling Black Jesus, anybody calling a black person Black Jesus thinks the original Jesus was what? No, y'all don't read you need to read your Bible, bro. He said it's turning into a sermon, man. I'm just clowning, man. Either whatever. You can call him whatever you want to call him. It don't make no difference to me. No Joseph. No Jesus is boxing. Exactly, bro. Hair like wool. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. He said Jesus was blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and had pale fresh, and had mama named Mary. Exactly. Anyway, man, it is what it is, bro. I ain't gonna want to get into all of that, man. I don't want to get into all of that. I don't feel like doing that today, man. But I would appreciate if y'all would hit them like buttons, though. I would appreciate if y'all would tag that like button, man. Let us get that like. Let's get them likes over 600. That I like a lot, man. No doubt about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Earl of Pearl was the real Black Jesus. That's funny, man. Black Jesus. Anyway, only Jesus Christ is King. That Heavenly Father sent us. Thanks for nine. He is black. He wouldn't have. He is black. They wouldn't have did him like that if he was white and he did him dirty. Did him dirty. Colonized him. You know what I'm saying? Colonized him. Anyway, man, I think it is a cool name. Yeah. That's Isaac Hayes, man. Absolutely. That's Isaac Hayes, man. That's Isaac Hayes. But anyway, man, he's a very good fighter, bro. All I'm saying is about Devin Haney in this fight with JoJo Diaz is don't lunch on JoJo Diaz, man. And I really do hope that Devin Haney fights from the outside. If he fights from the outside, he can win the fight going away. If he winds up mixing it up with JoJo Diaz, I'm telling you, JoJo Diaz is a very good fighter, bro. He's a very good fighter. And he was definitely able to cut that ring off and corner Tevin Farmer. And I don't know if Tevin Farmer was tired or what it was. But, dude, Tevin Farmer is somebody that has a really good movement, moves very, very well. And JoJo Diaz was able to handle that very, very well. You know what I mean? What's going on, Richard Hill? Shout out, man. James Smith said, bro, Tank ain't fighting nobody that's going to give him any real smoke. That it ain't happening. It'll happen eventually. It has to. It has, dude. It has to. It really does it has to. He's gonna run in this guy right now, this guy this weekend may give him some real smoke. Seriously, man. I watched that dude fight, man. That dude ain't playing, man. I mean, he's not a bum. Man, first of all, Isaac Cruz is not a bum. He's not a bum. You know what I'm saying? He's not a bum. He said, 1911, yo, He said, hey, yeah, he's not a bum, bro. He said that hype man for Haney, that's crazy. I wish I had a dude hyping me while I take out the trash. Oh, yeah, he up there hyping him, bro. It's all for show, though. It's a good show. You know what I mean? It's just smack talking. It's a good show. Haney got his hands full. Yeah, man, I think, look, if he beats this dude, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. I'll make fun of him, though, if he loses. You know what I mean? He better knock him out, though, for that. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, though. He better knock him out for all that Gary Russell Jr. talk. I will say that. For all of y'all that y'all be dumping on my boy, man. You know you be dumping on Gary Russell. You know y'all treat Gary, try to tear down that man's name, bro. To build somebody else up, bro. You know you're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. So it better knock him out. I'm telling you, for Gary Russell Jr., he better knock him out. Because Gary handled him easy money. Unanimous decision. Won it like what? Like 117, 111, 117, 111. And I think there was a card that was like 115, 113. And JoJo's Diaz's mother was that judge. So he better go ahead and knock that boy out. If he don't knock that boy out, then I'm going to be talking about, hey, man, look, how come he can't do any better than Gary Russell Jr. did against the same guy? So all of that, who's much better fighter and all that, you know what I'm saying? Gary Russell would lose to Isaac Cruz. I don't know, man. That's a big bro. He said that, it's green. Yeah. Because it's green, and so it acts like a green screen. Acts like a green screen. Man, I just figured out how to use a green screen. Man, I'm stupid. Sometimes, man, I'd be like, man, you kind of dumb. King Larry said, Fanon, everybody's saying Cruz is a good fighter, and then Tank beats him, they're going to call him a bum. Of course. Of course he will. Because the same people that are calling him a bum are calling him a bum now. You know what I mean? Devin never fought a southpaw. JoJo D is a southpaw? I didn't know that. Is he? Hold on. What's his real name, bro? Joseph Diaz. Okay. He got an American name, I think, right? Isn't that? Or English name? Hold on one second. Let me check that. I know y'all probably get it to me by the time I got there, but I'm still going to look up it in box track. Yeah, he's a southpaw. Okay. That'll be interesting. So that Gary Russell was a southpaw and a southpaw. That's what's up. Why didn't I see that? It makes sense. That's why I was like, oh, that's why that fight looks like that. Yeah, he's a southpaw. Okay. You just like Nick and Nate Diaz. Who we talking about? I was thinking Julio Diaz, like the fighter Julio, because I knew it started with a J, because obviously he called him JoJo. But I was like, is it Julio? You know, Julio Diaz, but I know Julio Diaz is somebody else, but Joseph Diaz Jr. Yeah, I like Joe. Hey, man. Anyway, it's going to be a good fight, bro. I can't wait. And honestly, man, it's going to be past this colonoscopy. So, you know, I can't wait to get past this. I'm not looking forward to today. Hey, man, look, man, we got 558 likes, man. Let's see if we can get them likes over 600, man. Hit them likes, man. Hey, said JR said, just subscribe. Keep that non-biased energy. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Dude, I've always had it, man. Always had it. But now I'm just going to claim it because that's what it is. And you guys are acting like you are, and you're not. especially when you talk about me, because all you do is talk bad about me and debate anything that I say. Bro, you are not being you're matter of fact, here's the deal. A defense counsel is biased. They are most definitely trying to turn everything for the person that they're arguing in favor of. And that's what these guys do. They will never give you both sides of the story. They give you that side. And they act like the other side is ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's how you can tell. People that are really going to give you the straight and narrow, and you're going to learn a lot here. Because we have really good fans on the channel. They will actually, and they even say everything's about race for me. Though no, it is not. I will try to stay away from, I'm not going to deny racism at all, because that is just absolutely ridiculous. I would never do that. But I don't say everything in this world happens because of that, because I don't know that. I can suspect that it has something to do with it, but I don't know it. So I'm not going to follow. So I'm not just going to say that, Anyway, Kevin Faulkner said, great boxing this weekend, great college football, Georgia versus Alabama. Man, I got to figure out how I can start liking college football. I've got to find a way, bro. Scooter Adams said, Fanon is the most interesting boxing channel, hands down. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That means a lot to me, man, because, I need that in my life. I need compliments in my life, man. And people speaking highly of the channel. Share the channel, subscribe, all of that good stuff, man. It means a lot, man. But yeah, man, I am the unbiased boxing channel, really and truly. And if all that Devin Haney stuff didn't prove it, y'all weren't watching, because I was right down the middle on that, bro. Right down the middle on it. Everybody else way over there, way over there, way over there. You know what I'm saying? Way over there, and unfairly against somebody, man, that ain't trying to do nothing but trying to make money and get a fight, bro. And ran that man's name into the mud, bro. Anyway, how is Haney an email champ and Charlo isn't? Charlo, first of all, I never called Devin Haney an email champ. And I do believe that Jamal Charlo won the vacated belt. I'll tell you the argument behind it. Jamal Charlo, hold on one second. Jamal Charlo was he named that? Because it doesn't say vacant. It definitely says World Middleweight Championship against Brandon Adams. But I think that was just for the title. But Brandon Adams, it doesn't say vacant, so maybe he was. I don't recall all the facts around that. You know what I'm saying? He said, dogs fight exactly. What's up? And I'm always glad I got the noops too. I got my noops, man. Got my noops, bro. He was elevated after the fight because he never fought Canelo for it. Oh, he was elevated? Okay. So yeah, you can I don't like that elevation. You should at least have to fight. That does the guy wrong, man. You should at least have to fight for the vacant belt, bro. You know what I mean? You should at least try. So I guess he is same way. I don't call a man an email champion. I think that who invented email champion? That was Teofimo Lopez talking smack. Dude, they could have just, Teofimo Lopez and them got that franchise belt, man. That franchise, ain't no clout in that franchise belt, man. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing in that ain't no clout in that franchise belt. Not for me anyway. However, he got 3 belts. So does he really need a 4th? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. He's got 3, Blake Irvin said, yo, Fi, I never knew. Keep up the gork. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Digs to the day I die. Much love in that super chat. Yeah, I'm digs to the day I die. People thought I was talking about gang shit. Like, man, look, bro, I'm a noob. Absolutely, positively, bro. That's the only group that I've ever been a member of. The only group that I ever have been truly a member of is the Noops. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no brotherhood for me other than the Noops. And that's always been the case. I tell people that in a heartbeat. Look, man, I got one brotherhood, and that's it. And that's the Noops. That outside of my family, that's the only one. That's the Noops. All the other stuff, bro, I'll ride with you, I'll support you, all that. Only group I've ever claimed has been the Noops. Because you know what it is. That's how it works. Yeah, they don't know. Dudes are like thinking like, nah, man. Nah, we do things. You know? Yeah, exactly, man. That's what, I'm the Noop. I'm a Noop. Always been there that's the only group. That's it. And always maintain that. Copper Ripper Edgeny said, Martin Blackwell, salute. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you, brother. Hold on one second. Oh, I did get that super chat, bro. Oh, said, hey, Martin, let's get the Juneteenth boxing holiday in Texas, bro. That would be nice, man. That would be nice, man. Absolutely. That's nice, man. Hey, Kevin Park said, yep, the bond is beautiful. Oh, yeah, exactly. The bond is beautiful. Cats don't understand that, man. Hey, Ricky Thompson said, salute for now. Great conversations today. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. Now, you know what y'all can do? Next time you guys go to those dudes' channels, the ones, all the others, say Fanon's the most biased, most unbiased. And watch them and watch their head explode. Watch their head explode. With BG, Beta Gamma, Musa R, Beta Gamma, Fall 89, BGF89. Robert Elger said, Teal got stopped by El Rayo twice, so I don't want to hear how Devin has no chin. Who? He got dropped? You mean stopped? Who? When did T.O. get dropped? When you talking about T.O. who haven't been dropped? Said, I'm late. How long you been streaming? For 2 hours? We come on at 8 o'clock, bro. 8 to like 8:20. You go from 8 to 8:20. Beta Gamma is the chapter. I said, I'm from the UK. Can somebody tell me what Juneteenth is? Juneteenth is the day that the slaves in Texas were notified that they were free. That is what Juneteenth is. So it is, people are adopting it as a national holiday to celebrate the freedom, the emancipation of slaves in the United States. But June 14th was the day that slaves in Texas were notified of their freedom. So June 4th, I think Juneteenth is a Texas holiday that people are trying to make into a national holiday. If somebody can correct me if I'm wrong about that. You know, I'm all that day. I'm saying I don't think we got anything to we ain't got too much to celebrate, bro. Emancipated into what is the question? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to free myself now from these financial chains. Curtis Sewell said, if they don't like black people, they should stay out of our country. Hey, who is that? Don't like black people and should stay out of our country. Man, there's a whole lot of people in our country that don't like black people. Now, I will see. I don't think, man, it's going to be interesting, man. Oh, that's what's up. He said, my uncle is Mu Beta 88. Oh, that's what's up. So Spring 88? Yeah, so he's like my Sans. He be my Sans. Because there was no, I think like I'm one of the very, very, very rare Fall 89s. Most people are not, there aren't a lot of Fall 89s. They were Spring 88. So yeah, that would be, he's like my Cross Sans or whatever. Yeah, that's what's up. And Mu Beta, I don't know tell me what college that is. Copper Aboriginal said, T.O. been dropped in training just like most fighters have. It happens to us all if you've ever sparred. Yeah, I can imagine. Did Floyd ever get dropped? Floyd, I know Floyd has gotten dropped before. Floyd has had to have been dropped before. The way that he knew how to deal with getting dropped by getting hurt like that against Shane Mosley, dude, he handled that way too well, was way too collected not to have been dropped at some point in time in his career. And you know he's probably dropped by his uncle. Like, that's why I think probably dropped him. He probably got dropped by his uncle. They put that boy through some stuff, man. You know, June 19th, thank you very much. June 19th, sorry about that. 6. Kevin Faulkner, 6. Devin Saunier said, greatest trick they ever pulled was they came, took our land over and told us we were from somewhere else. Man, you know what, bro? Y'all are really tripping me out with that. Y'all are really, really, really tripping me out with that. Like, seriously. Like, dude, that is like a blind that I'm like, you know what? When I saw Callie Reese, and Callie Reese is calling herself indigenous, I was like, wow. You know what? I bet they did do that shit. I bet you they did. I bet you they really did bring over African slaves and had blacks that were already here, living already, that they called Native Americans and then put into slavery or were already here and then kept, especially over there in Louisiana. And man, that's wild, bro. Anyway, I don't want to get into too much of that, man. Ace clubs, yeah, you know what it is. Because everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Exactly. Literally Insane Six Club. Exactly, bro. Because you know I flip out. Anyway, Fam First said, being with it being recognized a holiday, they get to profit off that day. Oh, they get to profit off that day. You know, it is what it is, man. They gonna profit off everything. I'm from New Orleans. We know the truth we know the truth. Back to boxing. Thank you. I'm trying to get back to boxing. Trying to push it back to boxing. You know what I mean? Scooter Adams said, let's stick to boxing, not history class. I agree. Yeah, I'm not starting no channel about that because it would take up too much of my day to talk about that. And there's a lot of other people that know it better. I'd have to spend all my time, and I want to talk about boxing. I like talking about boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like talking about boxing. Richard Hill said, history behind Black Friday is crazy. Oh, they probably was selling slaves on the day. They probably gave you, a discount on slaves the day after Thanksgiving, something like that, you know? Anyway, man, it is what it is, bro. Nah, yeah, I don't want to talk about stuff like that, man. It's first of all, it's just depressing. And second of all, there's a lot of guys that talk about that really know it better than me. You know, support legendary top cats. Support guys that really do study that and spend a lot of time focused on that. They really know the subject. And, you know, I wouldn't even really have conversations with them. I would just listen to them and say, okay, maybe I need to go read a book. You know what I'm saying? Because I will tell you very, very seriously that I read a book by this, actually it's by a Jewish lady about America before they came. I'm tell you, man, it was, you know, it was a lot different than what people said, but you should believe it because they lie today. You know, they lying about what happened before. Anyway, who isn't taking out Devin Haney? Why you had a problem with Devin Haney so much, man? Why you think Devin Haney's so soft? Like, why you think he's soft, man? I don't get that. Julian Ledesma, he looks like a hellified boxer to me. I'm just telling you. Devin Haney looked like hell on wheels to me when he's fighting from the outside. Very, very sharp fighter, man. His power, you know, he may not have the most power in the world. He may not. But that doesn't mean that he can't beat these dudes. You know what I mean? I don't get why you don't think that he's a good fighter. He has a chance to beat Gervonta. Exactly. You're like, yeah, Haney ain't soft. That dude, and man, on top of it, bro, looking at him fight, man, that guy's wheels are something amazing. Like he has his conditioning and that set of wheels he has on him, bro, that's something serious, man. Very, very talented fighter, bro. You say Haney is untouchable for most fighters. I would agree with that. Very, very difficult to lay a glove on him. And if it's difficult to lay a glove on him, it's going to be difficult winning a fight against him, you know? And they say Devin Haney's getting a lot better. So I believe it. He said, yeah, Devin Haney is a boxer and his power keeps people off of him. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. And yeah, I mean, I believe so. Yeah, Haney looks like he's in tremendous shape, man. Look like he's got his head on straight, man. He doesn't look like his money's going to his head. He's not involved in, he's not involved in a lot of drama, a lot of nonsense, you know. Fan First said Haney can't beat Tank. That's the thought of a non-cannabis user. Oh, hold on, you putting together puzzles, huh? Haney can't beat Tank. That's the thought of a non-cannabis user. You're talking about, so you're saying that Haney can't beat Tank because the people that think that Haney can beat Tank are on crack? Yeah, but look, here's the thing, man. Just because you can't beat Tank does not mean that you're not a very, very, very good fighter. You can actually lose a fight and still be a very, very good fighter, bro. You know, I would probably favor Gervonta in the fight. I would, because Gervonta's he's gonna cut that ring off, and if Tank if he runs around too much on Gervonta, he's gonna lose the fight by decision. You're gonna have to sit down and fight the guy, you know. And honestly, man, that's a risk, and Devin Haney, as he fights better competition, is going to have to sit down and fight these guys. At a certain point, he's going to have to sit down and fight that guy. And it's going to be interesting with that southpaw stance, because I never really even I didn't even take that in consideration, really, that the guy was a southpaw. Sean Carter said Haney versus Haney versus and Devin, Haney and Davis is a 50-50 fight. I don't know, man. I'll give it 55-45 for me. I think Gervonta Davis, Gervonta's power and his athleticism is really the thing. But I don't know how long Devin's going to be at that weight class. Devin's also got a really big size advantage over Gervonta. I just don't think he's going to be in that weight class that long, personally. I think what you're going to see is eventually you're going to see him I think you're going to see Devin at 140. And Gervonta is going to stay at 135. I would be surprised if Devin stays at that weight class for over a year. You know what I mean? George Kabosos on the other side of that looks like is going to be there for a while, bro, and not going to leave the weight class. So anyway, it's going to be interesting, man. Did you like that? The Fuzel Ogawa fight. Yeah, that was a fun fight. Yeah, it was a fun fight. Ogawa was man, dude. Ogawa just kept coming, man. Kept coming. I think Fuzel should have stepped to him more and pushed him back. But yeah, I like that fight. It was a good fight. It was a very entertaining fight. Absolutely. Though you're talking about that 135 fight with the former IBF champion Ogawa, right? I do believe that's the weight class those guys were in. Bro, Devin can beat anyone in a boring fight. Nah, you're not going to beat Devin. Let me tell you, Mr. Cardio, he's not going to beat Gervonta Davis in that they wouldn't give him the decision. Certain fighters, because of how much money they make, you're going to have to fight those guys. They're not going to be able to, he's not going to be able to stay away on the outside, run around from Gervonta Davis for 12 rounds and get a decision. What you'll hear is a bunch of people crying robbery. Because Gervonta Davis will press him, and if he never engages with Gervonta, doesn't ever sit down and fight him, he'll lose the fight. I'm telling you, aggression means something. You know what I mean? Aggression means something. And that will cost you rounds, bro. You can get away with that against fighters that they don't care about, but fighters where they're like, oh, you got a fan base in there, and they're looking, now you're gonna have to beat them. Like, they say there's that saying in boxing that you got to beat the champ. There's also some truth to it that you got to beat the money man. Like Canelo, you got to beat him. You have to beat him, really beat him. Because you saw what happened with Floyd Mayweather. They still gave that dude a draw on the cards or whatever. Like, how in the world are you going to mark that a draw for that dude? Somebody trying to help him save face. So you can imagine what would have happened if Canelo Alvarez would have touched him 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can imagine what would have happened if Canelo had actually won a round against Floyd. He may have got robbed. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the guy that obviously somebody wanted him to make that fight. Somebody wanted him to win that fight. Haney can definitely stop Kabosos. I think he'll beat him because he'll hit him with them right hands. He'll hit him with that right hand left hook. That's what I was surprised, bro. Like, he just keeps dipping down to his to his left. Yeah, he keeps dipping down. He keeps dipping down to his left. Keeps dipping down to his left. I'm surprised that Teofimo never caught him with a hook. You know what I'm saying? Never caught him with that left hook. He wound up eventually pinning him with the right hand, but I'm surprised he never hit him with the left hook. Because he kept dipping there, kept dipping there. Similar to like what happened with Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant. Eventually, he kept dipping down to that left side, kept dipping, kept doing it, and then eventually, boom, he got hit with it, because he kept doing that same pattern all the time. I think Devin Haney will hit him with that left hook and definitely be fast enough to hit him. I think that it's just George Kabosos to me looks defensively, he looks very available to hit. You know what I mean? But I think maybe I may have underestimated his quickness a little bit relative to Teofimo Lopez, or overestimated Teofimo Lopez's hand speed, because Teofimo Lopez, he doesn't have the same hand speed that Devin Haney has, man. But and all in all, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. We'll see, bro. Hey, thank you very much, man. My man James Anthony Vaughn says, subscribe now for the best source of boxing conversation in the morning. I'm hooked. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, we talked this boxing. And much love for that shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, bro. He said, man, you got to KO Canelo in 2022. Oh, for sure. Absolutely, bro. You're not going to get, dude, no way. You know what I'm saying? No way are they going to give you a decision over Canelo Alvarez. That is just the scorecard, dude. The scorecards of that. Hey, man, it is amazes me, bro, how fast people changed what was a competitive fight with Canelo and Caleb Plant up until like the 9th round. How they turned that into a one-sided washing for 10 straight rounds. It's amazing, bro, how they get that they act like that wasn't even a fight. Like your boy didn't win any rounds. Like, man, come on, man. That was a good fight up until, you know what I mean? Up until, and that's a big word in boxing, bro. That until gets you knocked out. You know what I mean? That until will get you knocked out, bro. James Smith said Floyd uses Canelo's counterpunching. Floyd used Canelo's counterpunching against him. That's how you beat Canelo. You have to set Canelo up. Yeah, I do believe. Man, he knew the patterns. He knew his patterns. He was reading his patterns. He was like, when I do this, you're going to do this. And when you get done doing this, I'm going to do that. He had he was 3 steps ahead of him. He was like, I do this, that's going to make you do that. And then you do this, and that means I'm going to do this. And that punch is going to wind up here, and I'm going to be over here. And then after you do that, I'm going to be over there, and you're going to eat this one. Bop. Loved it. When I was watching, I was like, man, he got all these patterns down. And Canelo was winging with him too. So, yeah, man, Floyd is that dude, bro. No doubt about it, man. Floyd is that dude, man. Rahaj Cardio said, Devin won't miss Kabosos and Kabosos won't hit him. I don't think they make that fight. Yeah, like Lou Dibella is pretty much, said it already. But keep pushing for it. You know what I'm saying? Boy, the vicious cycle is going to begin, bro. Let me tell you about the vicious cycle. This is the vicious cycle. People are going to say that George Kabosos agreed to fight him, when George Kabosos never said that. And then later on, they're going to say George Kabosos ducked him because George Kabosos said he would fight him, something he never said he would do, when George Kabosos goes and fights somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, ignoring the fact that dude he already has a WBC belt. The question is, will the WBO and the WBA mandate a fight for George Kabosos? Because the mandatories are both big money fights. The WBO is a big money fight, and the WBA is a big money fight. That IBF mandatory, he was the mandatory for the IBF, so he does not have a mandatory for the IBF. The truth of the matter is, bro, is that it's the mandatories that make the money in this situation, and the voluntary is probably less money. Because I still do believe Lomachenko is probably a bigger fight than Devin Haney. Because I don't know how many people know Lomachenko is known throughout the world. I don't know if Devin Haney is. And Kabosos may think that Lomachenko fight is an easier fight for him, man. I think that's my man Johnny Goodman says Kabosos versus Loma. I think that's going to be with that's the WBO mandatory. That would be the WBO mandatory, which is going to get launched on him, without a doubt. It's going to get launched on him, that mandatory. And then you got the WBA mandatory, and the WBA mandatory is probably Gervonta. People are like, oh, it was Raleigh. It's not Raleigh. Roley was supposed to fight, was mandated to fight Gervonta, but he had to pull out of that fight, which means, guess what? He pulled out of that fight. He pulled out of his mandatory fight. He pulled out of that fight. So they may not mandate that fight again, especially if Raleigh has issues. If Roley, excuse my language, excuse my pronunciation, if Roley has legal problems, right? So I could see Gervonta Davis being named the mandatory for George Kabosos when because they're already combining belts. They want to get rid of the WBA mandatory belt. And Gervonta has a WBA regular belt, So that's where I think a very high likelihood of that stuff going is, you know? Man, let me see, man. Y'all get the likes over 600, man. That's what's up, man. Get the likes over 650. Get them likes up, man. Get them likes up, man. Copper Aborigine said, did y'all witness Floyd as a child coming up? We did. He cleaned the Michigan amateur ranks out. Hey, man, I've been hearing about the Mayweather brothers, since the time he was a kid. Absolutely, I did. Yeah, I was familiar with him. They talked about him when they talked about the Mayweather brothers. And the Mayweather family was really big in boxing. And then they talked about Floyd. Floyd was like one of the Mayweathers. He was like a Jackson. He was like one of the Jacksons. Like, you know, like Randy Jackson. You know what I'm saying? He was like Lil Michael in the middle of the middle of the Mayweather family and all the Mayweather boxing and all that. Yeah, man. They were talking about that because Floyd Sr. was a fighter and then Roger Mayweather was a champion and a very good champion. And so I would watch Roger Mayweather fights and they would talk about, you know, all the stuff going on with his family and his brothers. And then also you had Jeff Mayweather. So you had 3 different champions or 3 different major champions out of that same family. And then they talked about the amateur Floyd that was coming up and how he was born fighting. You can't get a better pedigree. I don't think you can get a much better pedigree than Floyd Mayweather Jr. has. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Floyd like the MJ of boxing. But look, man, I got to get up out of here, man. Oh, Johnny Goodman in the building, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man. He said Tank kills anybody in this division with his power. Great fighter. We'll see, though, man. But look, I got to bounce up out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And I'm going to get with you guys on Saturday. No live stream tomorrow because I will be in surgery tomorrow morning at this time. So with that, I'm out. Peace.